And good evening and welcome to, it says episode 11, but it's not. I got it wrong. It's episode 12. I got it wrong. I typed it all out. Went, it's not even, but it's 12. It's 12, not 11. Sorry, that was me. My fault. Rookie mistake. I hope we're all doing well. It's myself, Big Tom, and the main man, Big P. I've just knocked myself straight off ladder there, just listening to myself on there, just absolutely knocked myself off. We've started it already with the shits and giggles. I'm doing the shits, Paul's doing the giggles. Knocked it straight off. Sorry, just let you know, guys, this week it's not Paul's fault we're late, it's mine. Paul was in at 2 minutes to 8, ready to go, camered up, lights on, action and all that, and I was just re-wicking and shaking up Grump, ready to go. And I was like, Paul, I'm not going live until I've done this. I'm doing this first. This is priority.
I've got some CVC.
I've already smashed that. I've smashed that, Paul. I smashed it. I loved it. So this is the first, and this is the honest taste of Grump I've tried. So, and I'm not going to say, oh, it's got this flavour and it's got that flavour. Does it taste like it's meant to taste, and is it a good flavour? That's all I want to know. That's bum, that. That's good, that. That's really good. So let's get back to usual. So, Paul, this week, what have you had for tea? What are you drinking? Have you been to dance? And what's up with the Land Rover this week?
I had a bandfill yesterday. No, I had a bandfill on Monday. So today I had some German kebab at dinner time, which is very finely sliced kebab meat and some shredded salad. And to be fair, I struggled with it just because I'm supposed to eat. I'm supposed to like not have solids for 3 days, but I was fucking hanging. Monday, I had my bandfill at 3 o'clock on Monday, so I had net since Sunday night. I had the bandfill on 3 o'clock on Monday. Then I had a bowl of soup on Monday night. Yesterday, I ate a banana on my way to the gym. Trainer worked me like a fucking pole. And today, I am aching like a motherfucker, man. I'm properly aching.
So when we shut off at 5 to 10 tonight?
This tomorrow, mate, I'd have to have my can down here and a big long straw because I know I'm not going to be able to fucking move. So we went, picked the girls up from school in my brand new 18 plate Range Rover Vogue that Land Rover gave me this morning. Brand fire new. It had done 17 miles.
Wow.
I've fucking hammered the back end out of it, mate. It's a beast. 4.4 litre twin turbo diesel, 300 and fucking something brake horsepower.
It was after you.
They're trying to ring me on fucking Facebook. Let me just find him a message that knows.
Paul's been here half an hour waiting for you. No, he hasn't. He's been waiting here all fucking day for me. Welcome, Reese. First time here. I hope you enjoy the show, mate. We literally do have some shits and giggles just to come in here and have a laugh for a couple of hours. There's people in here that come in every week and they know the role. They know that it's a running joke that I say Paul's late every week. He's not. He's on time every week. It's his computer decides to pack up every fucking time he wants to go live. So that's why we have the running joke of Paul's late. We have got a fun Phil Pack show this week. We have been mad busy today, as you can probably imagine, with the launch of AF. We will get into that later on. That is one of the subjects tonight I do want to talk about because the feedback's been crazy on it. So that is a subject tonight, but we have got other things to talk about. So we've got a long list of stuff like we have every week. So Paul can tell us more about this new fucking 18 plate.
To be honest, mate, the phone he was supposed to go in Monday. And she phoned me Monday and says, I'm really sorry. The woman that's got the courtesy Discovery 5 hasn't brought it back today. She's phoned up and said she's got childcare issues. And I was like, I don't give a fuck. She's got 7 seats. Tell her to put them in the car, drive to Land Rover, drop that car off, pick her car up, the fucking rat. She was like, what we'll do is as soon as we've got a car coming that's available, we'll give you a ring. But they had a Disco Sport and they had a Range Rover Evoque. And I says, I don't want either of them. Get me a Range Rover or get me a Discovery. I'm driving a fucking Discovery 5. That's what I want. I don't want a Discovery Sport. I was just being a bit of an arsehole, actually. But then,
hey, what a life for like, though, really, realistically.
That's what I said to us. I said to her, I'm not being a funny cunt. Like, if I want 7 seats, preferably, get me a Range Rover SVR and I'll settle for fucking 5. And, then yesterday, I was driving to the gym and I got a restricted performance issue come up on the dash. And then when I come out of the gym, it was fine, but my AC panel weren't working. I've got the touch screen, then underneath that there's another panel that's got like your heater controls and your electric seats and your electric heated seats and all that malaka. Completely dead. And I was like, what the fuck? Went out this morning, set the kids to school and it was working. Dropped them off at the school, got back in my car, started it up, fucking wasn't working. And then I was doing that live feed this morning. You was on live feed with me, weren't you?
I was on live feed, then I came on with you, yeah.
And then when I just cut out, it was because Land Rover had called me. And I answered it. And I was on the phone that long. By the time I went back, there was only 3 viewers, so I just dumped the fucking live. But she said, oh, it was a different Charlotte. The Charlotte that I needed to speak to is on holiday today. She said, we've got you a car, blah, blah, blah. So I went to Land Rover. The black man who's the concierge or whatever, the concierge, come out. Oh, morning, Mr. Harrison. Do you want coffee and some biscoffs? And yeah, hook me up, mate. And then she come over and she's like, we've got a brand new Range Rover Vogue. And I thought she said Evoque. And I was like, I don't want a fucking Evoque. And she said, no, it's a brand new, it's that 18 plate Evoque over there. And I was like, give me the keys, bitch. Mate, it's fucking fat. It's brand full new. They've had it as a courtesy car, as a demonstrator. It had done 17 miles when I got in it. I was the first person to drive it apart from the pre-delivery inspection. And I pulled off in it, and it's fucking beast, man. I've clattered half a tank of diesel today, ragging it up. I'm not even going to lie. It sounds fucking naughty.
Tell them to swap it. Say I want this instead.
It's only got 5 seats, mate. That's the only downside to it.
If it had 7, took it straight off them.
I definitely had a Range Rover this time round, to be honest. Mr. Vaughan's in the house, man. I'm just going through chat. Kizzy Lloyd, Kieran, Jack, what and blood clot. It's nice to see lots of people on the show. Yeah, and then so that's my issues with Range Rover. But to be fair, the geezer come and had a look at my car this morning. I said that panel's fucked, and he literally pressed against the dash and it come back on. And he said behind that, because that part of the panel completely opens,
right?
And then behind that, you've got your CD thing and like a little storage area for your drugs and stuff. It's proper. Like you can't even see it. Like it is proper where you'd put your weed and your cocaine and that if that was your thing. And he said there's a sensor behind there that knows when the door's open. And actually, it's acting as if the door's open, so the sensor must be fucked behind it. So
I said it was just a fucking fuse this morning. It's just a fuse or something.
It's actually the sensor that move. The sensor moves when the door opens.
Right.
And he said, and because I was driving after I'd come off the live feed, I was driving there and it come on, then it went off, and I was like, "What the fuck? I can't have a loose wire."
Jack would look mint with a jet ski hanging out the back. Jack and that fucking jet ski. So how long is it going to take from a repair it? How long are you having this beast for?
Well, to be fair, I need to phone her tomorrow and just say, look, I don't mind the Range Rover till Friday, but I want to swap over for the weekend for Discovery, so I've got fucking 7 seats. Otherwise, it's just long of a weekend. Otherwise, we both have to go out in 2 cars and all that malarkey. It's a pain in the arse. So, Tom Keane, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, I mean, it's proper nice, mate. It's proper nice, and it's fucking fast. To be fair, he don't drive any nicer than mine, if I'm being honest. He's just. But when I went into Land Rover last week I had to have my AdBlue put in there. She told me that they're launching the SVR Discovery, 555 brake, 5-point-something litre, twin supercharger, and I'm like, I need me one of them motherfuckers. The only downside is petrol, and I know they're thirsty,
Yeah.
bad. But this range today, I've been clattering it, and then I went through the trip computer to see what my average mileage was. I reset it when I left Land Rover, 9 miles to the gallon on diesel, mate.
Fuck.
And but I mean, that's driving it like I've just stole it, obviously, but.
Yeah, but you can imagine it's probably no better than what, 25, 30?
No, you know what, I reckon on a run, it's probably better than mine, to be fair, because the revs would be so much lower. Once you're in the high gears, it's revving a lot less to give you the same power.
Is it 6 gears?
Nah, 9. Mine's 9-speed as well, 9-speed auto.
Fuck.
So actually, when I'm doing 70 mile an hour in mine, it's doing just over 1,000 revs. No, sorry, mine's an 8-speed. That's got the new gearbox and it's a 9-speed. So I'm doing about 1,200 revs at 70 mile an hour. And I know the new 9-speed's even more fuel efficient than mine. So
that is fucking crazy. It gets 6.8 miles per gallon in mine with my foot down. 2-litre diesel. Fuck me. What's the fucking range?
Who's that?
Reese Vaughan.
Yeah, but you know, Reese has had a laptop on it and fucking remapped it to about 6,251 brake horsepower. 100% Reese had left his car standard.
Yeah, but that's you could literally must be able to see the fucking clock just going out.
Yeah, I used to have I had a 4.6 HSE Range Rover petrol back in the day, and prior to that, I had a 540 BM, and I was about 23 when I bought the BM, so it was quite a nice car for how young I was. And I literally robbed off everyone I knew, like borrowed money left, right, and centre to get this BM because it come up at the right money, and I got it, and it was my pride and joy. And I paid everyone back, and as soon as I paid everyone back, I'd done a deal and swapped it for the Range Rover because I wanted a Range Rover before I was 25 because I was just like a little bit of a wide boy in that, and it was like a goal of mine to have a Range. And I went and got this
fucking goal to have though.
Yeah, mate, it was fully loaded. It was a tool, man. I was loving it. And I remember driving it home, proper chuffed with this Range Rover. And I'd just turned 25. I was 25 in the January. I got it in about the March time, something like that. So I was still 25, and I was like, you know what, that'll do, mate. Drove home in it, parked it on my dad's drive, fucking put my air suspension down and that, and I was like, check me out. And my dad come out and says, what the fucking hell's that? And I was like, Dad, it's fucking bad, man. Look, it's a Range Rover. And he's like, you're not a farmer and you're not a fucking footballer. What the fuck have you bought that shit for? I was like, piss on my fucking bonfire, don't you? And what's it like on fuel? Now, to be fair, the 540 BM, they're not that much slower on paper than a fucking M5, really. It's more from 0 to 70. They're probably not that much slower at all. It's above that. They've got more torque and that. And I'd had the 540 remap, so it was probably on par with M5 power up to probably 100 mile an hour, maybe a little bit more than that. And then M5 would take off because my pal had an M5 at the time. But when I drove it on a motorway at 70 mile an hour, I'd literally get fucking high 30 miles to the gallon out of the BM. It was wicked on fuel. And it was only, and if I was driving it around town, I'd probably get mid 25s, which still weren't too bad considering the power of the car. But then if I nailed it, it was down to like 10, 9, 10, 11. It was bad. The Range Rover, on the book, it said it would do 16.2 miles to the gallon. So I was thinking, it's not that much worse than if I drive the BM Sensible. But the reality was, I didn't even drive the Range Rover Sensible, so I was getting like fucking literally, mate, 6 and 7 miles to the gallon. It was like having a fucking Hummer. And I had it about a week. I filled it up. I remember I filled it up. It cost me £101 to fill it up. This is going back fucking 17 years. £101 to fill it up. It had a 120 litre fuel tank on it, and fuel at the time was about 90 pence a litre. So but I remember it was £101 it cost me to fill it up. That was on the Saturday. I got it on the Friday evening. On the Saturday, I went and filled it up for £101. Driving home from work on Wednesday, I was out of fuel, mate, and I was like, what the fuck? And I remember filling it back up on the Wednesday, and it cost me 117 quid, because obviously there must have been more in it than there was when I filled it up on the Saturday. On the Friday, so I'd not even had it a week, my dad got in the car, and there was only half a tank left of the second half a tank. And my dad looked at it and says, oh, it's not as bad on fuel as I thought it'd be. I can't dare tell him I put another 100 quid in this. I literally spent every penny I had, mate, getting this car. So I phoned up another friend of mine. I was like, and his mate used to do the gas conversions. And I was like, mate, phone your pal up and see if he'll give me a gas conversion on tick until next month. And that's what I had to do, man. And then the gas at the time was 19 pence a litre. So I had a 100-litre tank in the boot. It used to cost me 19 quid. So it was costing me about 38 quid. I used to have to fill it up twice a week. 38 quid a week on petrol. But I was putting 40 quid a week in the BM anyway. I was loving life, mate. But fucking...
Yeah, that cash conversion now, what? It's like, costs like £1.5, £2 to do it. And
I think I paid 1,200 quid back then, but it was like, they're more efficient now. The gas conversions now are wicked, to be fair.
Yeah, the price is going up on fueling them, though. It's like 60, 70 pence now, isn't it?
About half the price of diesel, petrol.
Still a fucking lot of dough, though, isn't it? What you had for tea, then? You hadn't had any tea?
I never had nothing, mate. I picked the kids up from school in the range, and then I met Tasha at the harvester and at the Toby. They had a carvery. I wasn't hungry, to be honest. I probably ate too much at dinner time, and I didn't even eat that much at dinner time. But and that's me, mate. I'm vaping some Heisenberg 12 in that, and I've got some CVC in my Emperor.
Not long till they're out.
Nope.
Well, first thing I've got on my list today, and it says, word for word, it says, AF Juice launch, baby. It's what it says. Exact words. As we know today, AF has been launched. The feedback so far has been fucking mental. The messages you've had, the messages I've had, the orders we've had, the orders you've had. People are actually realising that it's good juice and appreciating the brand and what you've actually done differently. Tell everybody what your thoughts on today's been so far.
Mate, you know what? I mean, it's easy for me to sit here saying, "Oh, we've created a beast," but like I said before, and I think I said it last week, or I said it during a live feed in the week that we've done or whatever. We've been working on this brand now for over 7 months, and with the people that I know in the industry, 100%, I know if I was to come to them with some branding tomorrow, we could have a short fill line on market within 20 days. And actually, we've spent 7 months because I wanted to get it right. I wanted to get the profiles right. We changed the bottle size right in the middle of the fucking process from 50ml short fills to 20ml short fills. And then because of the 20ml short fill thing, it obviously allowed us to do the PG, VG thing. And I am absolutely, probably even more than when we launched Endless, proper chuffed with how this range has come out. The branding's on point. The point of sale stuff we've had done is on point, and it's just quality. And actually, I've had inbox messages off, I think, most people that's took it, and I think we're probably 30 odd shops in now in 24 hours or whatever, saying, mate, these flavours are fucking banging. I even had someone who makes juice message me and say, mate, this lemon puff is the best lemon I've ever vaped. And I says, does that mean you're going to be dropping it as one of your new flavours? I don't even know if I could replicate it. It's fucking fiery. So I don't even vape anyone else's juice, but I could vape this. So that feedback obviously is fantastic. We've had a lot. Well, you know yourself, even yesterday, we launched it yesterday to wholesale, and already we're having to say to people, sorry, there's already people in your area that's got it, because we're giving a minimum of 1 mile radius to anyone that takes the juice. I know I put a post up on one of the groups a few weeks ago saying it's not available for distro. There's only us and Ace of Vapes wholesaling it, and some smart arse put, isn't Ace of Vapes a distro? Obviously, they are a distro, but they're only wholesaling this product. If you go onto Ace of Vapes distro website where you can buy their wholesale stuff, you actually can't buy AF juice. You need to phone them up, give them your postcode, and make sure that you're not in someone's catchment area. If you message Tom or myself, the first question we're going to ask is, what's the name of your shop? It's not particularly going out to even just website sales either. It is for bricks and mortar shops. Because we can't give someone an exclusive and then some arsehole. I mean, I've had a message tonight of someone saying, right, mate, I've got a website. Can I stock your juice? And I says, not really, because it's for bricks and mortar. We're giving exclusive radiuses, what address, and what's the recommended retail price? And I said $7.99 for the 30ml. Well, it's too expensive for me, mate. I'm selling some of my 100mls at £9. I don't even want my liquid on your site, chap.
No.
It's not the market that we're looking at. And actually, we're doing 1 for £8, 2 for 15, 3 for 20. So it's in line with any other premium liquid, and it is a premium liquid. It's manufactured. They've all been tested. We'll have the certs next week before Expo to say that they've all. In fact, I will tell you exactly what it says because I don't know what this shit means from Adam. Did that come up in the group chat earlier, Tom?
I don't think it come up. No, I don't think I've got it.
I know I got a message off someone to say all the certificates will be in by. In fact, I was messaged directly, so I'll have a look for that message. But it's been tested in accordance with the. I can't even remember what that's called either. I'm being a bit shit here, you know. Basically, though, we'll have the certification by next week to say that it's as good as damn it TPD compliant for a product that doesn't need to be TPD compliant, which means it's got no nasties in it. It's all been checked. We'll have the data sheets. The MSDS sheets will be complete next week, done with formulations. So we've not done this half-arsed at all. Every single flavour that we've done can go straight to TPD in a 10 ml if that's what we have to do. We've had people taking it just off inbox message once they've seen the branding. We've had other people that have said, I need samples. Well, we never got the 10 ml samples until Monday. And I was like, well, I'm not sending out 30 ml samples. So if you want to wait, that's fine. But in the meantime, if you lose the area, you lose the area, because I'm just going to stand by what we've said. And to be honest, I messaged all my pals and said, I know you've got a shop. If you want to take it, please take it now, because if someone takes it and they're in your catchment area, you're not going to be able to get it, whether you fucking know me for 20 years, 10 years, 10 months, whether you've spent £1 million with me, whatever. We are honouring what we've said we're going to do with this liquid, and I will. So 2 people took it off me today on that basis, because I messaged them and said, listen, I know you haven't tried it. Even if you just take the wholesale bundle for 225 quid or whatever that bundle is, it just puts you on there now. If you decide you don't want to stock it thereafter, that's cool. But I don't want you to lose out based on thinking, oh, no, Paul's my pal out, he'll hook me up, because I'm not going to do it with this. And it's just important that lots of people have messaged me yesterday, and you've obviously took a lot of inquiries yourself, just saying, I just like the fact that we've got some exclusive on it. We've give one company today a 2.5 mile radius, purely because there's an arsehole 2.2 miles away from him that I know will sell that liquid cheaper than what it should be sold at.
Yeah.
We put the 2.5 mile radius. If someone wants to put in a nice big order and spends lots of money every month, we'll give you a 10 mile radius. Well, probably up to a 5 mile radius, which would cover most shops. The only person that would ever get a 10 mile radius is Shady Vaping.
Kerry saying, Paul, once released, can I get in Dudley Store? It's already in the Shady Vaping Dudley Store.
Yes, you go down to Dudley Store tomorrow. It's there. If you went down today, it was already there. It's available for sale right now in the shops. To be honest, Reece, that's what I'd said to Tom originally was, we will sell the sample packs of 30 mils with the shots at basically at wholesale price. Then when you place your first order, we'll take that price off the order. So it's not cost you nothing, but it hasn't cost us anything for you to try it either. The downside to that is people out there are literally, I mean, we probably take fucking 5 to 10 deliveries a day of sample liquids. But the reality is that, one, we've got Expo coming up in less than 2 weeks, week and a half. Well, a week tomorrow, mate. We're going to be there balls deep building shit. And we still ain't got nothing to build yet. So, pasting tables at the ready. But I know for a fact, once people try this liquid, they're going to... There's nothing not to like. I just need to let the dog out because I'm the only person in the house at the moment.
Adam, if you message me, mate, if it's for yourself in the store, let me know. If it's for somebody you want to stock it, message me. As Paul said, just send me the address of the shop or the details of the shop, and then we can obviously go from there. We are honestly, we are trying to, and we are keeping to the exclusivity. We have given everybody at the moment a mile guaranteed exclusivity. You know, we are sticking to that. We have literally got a map ourselves, and we are obviously communicating between each other to make sure we are keeping up the exclusivity, because that is something we are priding ourselves on, that we are giving people exclusivity, and you know, we're not just getting it into any old shop. It's not being distroed from places we know they'll destroy it for pennies. That's not what we're about. We're out about getting a decent liquid out there, decently priced, and people having the exclusivity of actually having that. And it's actually quite nice when people say, fucking hell, you've given us exclusivity. It's like, yeah, because we obviously want it to be in the good shops and for us to support them as much as they're going to support the brand. So that's the reason we're doing it. So if anybody knows or is somebody who wants it, message me, drop me your address, and we'll take it from there. And if you want in samples, we can send you samples. If you can just order off the bat, just make sure I get the address so we can make sure. I won't even, this is how it is. We are keeping our exclusivity. If you message me and you tell me your address, well, it's pointless telling me your address, because I'm not going to send you it if the exclusivity area is not there. So we're not going to send out samples if we know we can't stock you it. So we are trying to keep on top of the ball as much as we can with all the communication we're having to make sure that the exclusivity is with the right people and the right shops, because we are here to support them as much as they're still supporting us.
Absolutely. But the other thing that I will say is, if there is two shops that work closely together that are different companies, but they're within a mile and they're happy for each other to stock it, providing the person that's had it first has agreed that the other shop can have it, then I'm happy to put it in. So I know there is there are shops that are very close, that work very close together. And I said to Tasha, now the shops within a mile of Shady Vaping, that I'd still let have that product. The shops that are 35 mile away that will never have it until fucking hell freezes over, because they're arseholes. And that's not necessarily because of anything other than they are selling product too cheap. And at the end of the day, we've worked hard to build the brand, well, to launch a brand. I believe that this brand has massive sustainability. I think we can do lots of things with the brand. And even when we first looked at the retail price and stuff like that, I know genuinely Tom had reservations going, oh, £8 for 30 mil. But the reality is, any premium liquid we sell at the moment is 15 quid. And in most shops, it's 14.99, 15 quid plus a nick shot. We're doing all of our stuff with Shady Vaping. If it's 60 mil premium, it's 14.99, penny for the shot. So you can buy 60 mil of AF juice for 15 quid, 14.98, 2 pence for the shot. On that basis, it's on par, but it gives you choice as well. You can have two. We've had people today, but we're doing one for 8, 2 for 15, 3 for 20 in essence. That's how it's working out. And we've been selling them at both stores, and I've had feedback from 2 shops. One of them is Jay Cox, who owns a Vapor Expo. I can't remember, what's his shop called? The Vapor Shop.
The Vapor Shop, yeah.
Guys messaged me this evening saying, mate, this liquid's gone down the storm and people are loving it. And that sort of feedback just proves my point about not everyone out there is looking for 100 ml of liquid for 9 quid. And quite frankly, some of that 9 quid 100 ml liquid's fucking shit. And that's the truth of it. I'm not saying
that's what it is. And we've discussed this and discussed this. We remember paying fucking...
Let that cunting dog back in 1 second.
Yeah, we've said this before, me and Paul, about, you know, back in the days, we could be paying 25 quid for 30 mil, and we know what the industry is at the minute in time. And, you know, there is a lot of brands just releasing standard one-shot liquids, cheap. And don't get me wrong, people will buy it. But when people try AF and they say, actually, you know what? I can pick it up, 30 mil to try it. I haven't got to spend 20 quid to try a 100 mil bottle that I might not like. You can try you know, we've got 12 flavors in the line. You know, you can try them. You can pick and choose between the lines. I know there's people out there that won't like every flavor, because that's just not how vaping is. Everybody don't like that flavor, but you can try every single flavor in the line and realize there's maybe 4, 5, 6 in that line that you do like. So you don't have to spend 100 mil to try every single flavor. You're not going home with 1200 mil of juice. You're going home with 1 or 30 mil, and you can try them, you can enjoy them. And then when you know you enjoy it and you like it, then you can pick up more. That's definitely a benefit from that side of it being 20 mil short fills.
And the other thing that we're doing is, on the next batch that we produce will be a 40 mil short fill. So it'll be 40 mil in a 60 mil bottle. It'll take 2 shots. So you can still have your 50-50. On that, you can also do a 65-35 and an 80-20, 0, 3 and 6. And the other thing is the feedback that I've had from people, or just the response, when I've sent them the details and said, this is the range, everyone has sent back saying 25 mil short fill, mate. No, 20 mil short fill. It takes a whole 10 mil nick shot. You have to put a nick shot in there. or a 0 milligram filler. You cannot vape that liquid 0 milligram without adding the 10 ml of liquid, because that 10 ml is a third of the volume of the liquid. So it's too strong on its own. And the reason we've done that is we're doing VG shots, we're doing PG shots that are available in 0, 9, 18. That'll give you 0, 3, and 6 in VG, high, or 50-50. We've had I've had 2 lots of responses. One saying, fucking hell, that's clever, that is for mouth to lung. But the other thing that I've had is, wicked, we can get 6 milligram back in short fill.
Yeah.
The only way we can do that in a 40 ml bottle a 60 ml bottle is doing a 40 ml mix, 20 ml shot. Then we can do a 60 ml mix, 3 shots, 90 ml. We can do an 80 ml bottle, 4 shots, 120. And then
somebody wants to know, will we be adding fillers so you can actually vape it in 0?
Yeah, we sell the filler. So actually what we've done is we've priced it personally at Shady Vaping at £7.99. That includes a 0 milligram filler, because you cannot vape it without. So actually, for £7.99, you are buying 30 ml of liquid. If you want to upgrade to nicotine, you can swap your 0 for a nicotine shot for £1, because I'm not allowed to give the nicotine shot away under TPD. So because that liquid can't be vaped without the filler, I thought it was only right that it comes with 30 ml. It comes with that extra 10 ml. So if you go into our shop and you want a 0 milligram, it's £7.99. If you go onto our website, or if you go onto the AF Juice Co website, it's £7.99 for 30 ml of liquid. If you want to upgrade your nick shot to nicotine, it's £1.
Yeah, just to let you know, you can't all just message Paul and ask for nick shots, like 20 million nick shots for £1 a pop.
I had some knobhead yesterday. I'll give him the price. He's like, I'll leave the liquid, mate. Can I have 10,000 of these penny nick shots? Obviously, it's incorporated in the price. If you're selling it £7.99 and £1 for the shot, most people are giving at least 10% discount codes in various forms throughout the internet. On that basis, that takes you down to £7.20. So you're not losing nothing. If you sell it £7.99 with a 0, or £8 with the nick shot, it's £8 liquid.
Yeah.
We just priced it that way. So one, we could give away the 0 milligram filler with it, or 2, we can't give away nicotine, so you've got to buy it. You buy it for £1, simple as that. So it's obviously incorporated in the price. Anyone that wants to buy it wholesale, you can just buy the liquid. You don't have to buy the nick shots. But when we looked, we could not find any other notified PG nick shots. So I'm sure it's happening now. I know there's definitely been other notifications in the last 2 weeks. There's people that are claiming that they already had this ratio out there that haven't got notified TPD PG shots. So maybe they're mixing it in the back of their shop, or I don't know what way they're doing it, to be honest. Whatever way, it's none of my business, nor do I give a fuck. But yeah, so I mean, you're not actually charging £1 for your shot. It's incorporated within that price. And when you look at the structure of the wholesale price of the liquid and the wholesale price of the nick shot, £8 is actually a decent retail price for it. It also means that for the first time since May the 20th last year, that a mouth-to-lung vapor who's using 3 or 6 milligram can get a bulk purchase package for buying short fill, because they can buy 30 ml for £8, where at the moment, traditionally, most vape shops are charging £3.99 for 1, 3 for £10. I know some people are still charging £12 for 3. Do you know what I mean? It just depends what shop you go into. We've always done it £3.99 a bottle, 3 for £10. So on the basis that this is, and obviously when we do the 40 ml in the 60 ml bottle, that'll be cheaper pro rata than £15 for your 60 ml. And if we do a 120 ml, that'll be cheaper pro rata than 260 mls, because it's right that we should do that, because there is benefits in producing bigger bottles, because the manufacturing process is much, much faster. And that's the problem with these 30 mls, especially when you're putting 20 ml of liquid in. It literally is taking 2 or 3 seconds longer to produce this bottle than it is to fill a fucking bottle of 10 ml. But the 30 ml chubby, and they're genuine chubby bottles.
Yeah, I was going to say that, the genuine chubbies.
I know some people don't give a shit about the genuine chubby, but
they just asked about the cap. It's flat, so you can just pull it off. It's really, really simple.
They are genuine chubby bottles. They're foiled labels, which are more expensive. I say we've put it through testing, which has cost considerable amount of money, to be honest.
Yes, you don't need to. Let's go back to the bottles, the caps and stuff. You don't need needle nose pliers to pull these caps off. You don't need them.
No, they come off quite easy. You know, I am genuinely looking, and Tom and I spoke before the start of the live feed. I am looking at getting an easy as fuck pair of prongs made, just to push under the cap, just to pop it off. And that's probably something that we just give away anyway. If I can get a manufactured cheap enough, we'll just give them away.
Yeah, they don't have what we like to call the phantom drip. They don't have the phantom drip. So when you open the cap and you start to drip it, it doesn't drip from anywhere. It doesn't have that phantom drip on it. So don't worry about that.
In reality, we'll have that phantom drip on it.
I've not had it yet, though.
You might not, you know what? You might not get it on a 30ml bottle, actually.
I've not had it yet.
But it's actually
through the pressure in it, through the pressure of the liquid pushing down on the cap in it.
No, it's actually not. What happens is it stores in the nib, and actually what happens is it goes up over the nib and sits on that flat deck. It's not leaking out of the bottle. It's not leaking out of the seal between the nib and the bottle. It's actually liquid that sits on top of that cap. And when you're dripping that way, it runs off there, off. So it's not leaking between the seal and between.
Usually the phantom drip drips off side of there, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's true, and it will, but it's actually running off the top of it. It's not running. So because if you look at that now, if you drip, you'll see some liquid left in the nozzle.
Yeah.
And it actually sometimes, if it gets warmer, the bottle will, or if it gets colder, the bottle will slightly shrink and cause that little bit of liquid just to force itself out. And that's actually, so it's not actually leaking on any chubby that leaks, that does that phantom drip. It's liquid that's coming back out the nozzle, running down the nozzle and sitting on the flat of the top. So there you go. Every day's a school day. That said, I know there's a new bottle coming that's got a removable pin. So you don't actually have to take the whole cap off. Just screw that middle bit out, put your nick shot in, screw that back in again.
That's sick. No, that's sick. I watch mine. It pressure built up, pushing the liquid out the nib. Yeah, so it's physics, morphos. It definitely is. But I've had today's been quite a nice positive day, and the fucking POS and the actual stand that the juice is in looks fucking fire.
It looks wicked in our shop, to be honest. It looks nice on the shelf. It stands out. It looks nice. The colours are nice. The branding's on point, man.
And there's no fucking kids appealing to kids shit.
No, I said it last week. We tried very hard to make sure there was no names, nothing that can be people going, oh, you just advertising this to children. If I was advertising to kids, I'd do it anyway because I don't actually give a fuck what other people think. I mean, you know my thoughts on it. I don't actually believe that any of this branding's ever been advertised towards kids. I think it's advertised towards Mongol vapors.
We're going to have a guy in a suit dressed up like AF.
Classy as fuck, mate. Classy as fuck.
Well, we can go, and we've got another subject. We've got a couple more subjects we can talk about, and then at the end we've got the good old rundown to Expo. But the next one, Paul, is totally off subject. But it's gone of the days of people making their own mods. Obviously, you've got people like Rick Grove who does Mod Maker, and obviously that's a huge thing. But do you think it's as popular as it used to be? Can you remember when I've got a wooden box at my house that you gifted me a while back, and it's a series box. I think you had made it a series, and you don't see much of people doing that anymore. You know, making their own mods, modding their e-cigs, modding the vapes. Do you think it's gone of the days of doing that? Do you think literally people use the parts to?
I just don't think people need to do it. I mean, if you think back then, when you're going back to like the days of Toby Allen and all them sort of people that were making some serious kit for its time, it was because you couldn't buy nothing like that mainstream. And actually now you can. And when you buy a dripper now, if you had to take a drill to it, you just wouldn't fucking buy it. You'd buy something that's capable of doing what you want it to do. But I remember when Adam, who works in our shop, came into our shop with some fucking right ropey mud he'd made himself with a piece of 22mm copper. He'd made the actual mud and everything, mate. And his chuff cap was the 22 to 15mm reducer. And I was like, you fucking prick. It actually made so much sense. But I mean, I remember looking at it. And then he come in one day with a light switch on a Hammond box. And the light switch was his switch. I was like, what the fucking hell is that all about, man? What a job. I was like,
you don't see it, do you?
I don't think there's any cause to, really. I don't think there's any need to. And anyone now that's messing about on that level is doing it purely out of the hobby of tinkering, not necessarily to get the better vape, because you can go out there and buy something off the shelf that will do exactly what you want it to do, really. And much more affordable than you could 5 years ago as well. The reality is 5 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to afford to buy a mod to fucking butcher it and hack it up. You know what I mean? People were just...
Because that's what it was. It was basically like a body that people were buying, like just something that was like you can get down to.
Boxes left, right and centre.
Yeah. And then people were like, because I even remember, and Jay, who's in chat now, I know he still probably does it. He used to buy busted up mods just to repair them, just so he'd have something to tinker with. But do you think majority of the people that used to do that kind of stuff are now mod makers themselves?
No, I just, you know what? I just think, again, if you go back to regulated mods, even like Sigelli 120 watts and stuff like that, they were like 130, 140 quid.
Mm.
When it broke, it was in someone's interest to go and buy it. You can buy a fucking smock alien with a tank and 2 coils and a charger for 55 quid. Brand new now. So, I mean, I don't know. There's obviously people that went down that route, toaster mods and all them sort of people were tinkerers. There's no two ways about it. They were the people that were messing about with stuff, and actually sort of Toby Allen just used to fuck about with his own stuff, and people like fucking hell, Toby Allen made some stuff for us back in the day. Toby Allen converted one of them tank crossing boxes to a series box for me. And what mod have you got? Have you got the wooden?
Yeah, I've got the wooden series box. It's on my desk upstairs. Yeah.
It's got the voltmeter on
it. No, it's just literally like it looks like I think you might have made it yourself actually. It looks like pine wood. It looks like dark wood. It looks like a dark wood that's been made into a series box. It may have been a parallel in its time, and you've converted it to series.
I've never fucked about with shit like that. I'm pretty sure I'm sure it's a Tesla box. Because that was long time before Endless as well. I'd spoke to Tesla direct about supplying me boxes, and Toby Allen was going to make series mods for me, because obviously then series was more of a box thing than it was in a tube. Do you know what I mean? Because the batteries could sit side by side and all of that, and it was just something that didn't happen. But Toby made quite a few mods for us. We've done some LiPo mods and.
Vaughn talking about the monolith. You remember the monolith?
The what?
The monolith that Vaughn made.
No.
The 26650 series box with all proper. I think it might have been copper, but it was all proper wiring and everything. Vaughn, if you could send me a PM with a picture, mate, I'm just want to rack Paul's brain because I'm sure he's seen the monolith. I remember the monolith, and then there was like a mini version that was 18650, and there was series. But I'm sure you remember the monolith. You were around then. You was around then. But it was definitely way before Endless. But it's literally just a series box, and it was just pucker. But the monolith, I remember the monolith. But it was like, as you say, just people tinkering for, because it wasn't there. Nothing was available sort of like that. But I feel like I'd love to see that come back around. You know what I mean? Just people messing around with mods, and you can sort of see them, innit?
Yeah, and again, last year when we were looking at doing the Squonk box, in fact, the back end of the year before, when we were looking at doing the Squonk box back in sort of late 2017, I was thinking at the time, should we just fuck making a Squonk box, but bring out all the bits to make a Squonk box? So bring out some parallel boxes, some series internals, some parallel internals, some single battery internals, and just give people the option to be able to buy what they need and be like what Modmaker do, but just on a cheaper scale. Yeah, I do remember fucking
the monolith, Todd with the monolith.
Todd with it.
You what?
That Todd with it.
Yeah, that was Todd with a series box. Todd of all people.
I remember Todd reviewing my fucking Endless, my first Endless in series, mate.
If it's Expo, I want to give him that quad stack. I want to watch him have a go on that quad stack. I don't think he had a go in October, so I want him to have a go on the quad stack. Todd is just a mouth to look vapor, isn't he? You know what I mean? He was overwhelmed when he did the fucking Endless, didn't he? Proper overwhelmed.
Yeah, and to be fair, mate, I was that naive in what I was doing. I didn't really know what Todd done. I just knew he was a reviewer, and actually, in hindsight,
yeah, but he loved it though, didn't he?
The only fact that he even fucking vaped on it was like a massive humbling for me, because it was just something that was completely out of his league as far as
he loved it. I remember him loving it.
With the 25mm fucking Met Mod, with the airflow that was on that first RDA, which was just bastard ridiculous. You live and learn, man. You live and learn. But to be fair, Todd's review was good and it helped us, and I really appreciate that he even took his time to do it for us. And yeah, it was a bit mad, really.
So would you honestly I'd like to see more of modding. I really would. Even not from everyone. Don't get me wrong, it's not for everyone. I don't want people to be seen with live posts and shit and blowing themselves up and shit like that on Facebook. That's not what I want to see. I want to know the people that are doing know what they're doing. You know what I mean? It would be cool to see. You know, you don't see it. You do. It still goes ahead. Don't get me wrong. It's not something that's dead in the community. It's not like people don't tinker and people don't mess with mods. But it'd be definitely nice to see, because you remember seeing wooden boxes turned into stuff. You know, all sorts. Like the first ever sort of mod that I saw was the Altoids tin.
Yeah.
You know, you remember I think it was like a 14500 battery or something like that. Not even an 18650.
Well, I had them little Pac-Man mods, do you know?
Yeah.
That I can't remember who converted them for me, actually. Some Scottish geezer. And they were an 18350. And they were just, in hindsight, mate, they were the most shocking internals I've ever seen on.
Glue boxes, weren't they? Proper glue boxes. It
was like, I don't even think mine had glue in it. The battery just used to swing around in a fucking battery carrier. The 510 it weren't even like a fucking top mounted 510. It was one of them ones that went in from underneath.
Yeah.
And like, you'd fucking screw the atty on, and you couldn't screw the atty on too much because the 510 just started spinning. In hindsight, how I even put them in my shop to sell, I don't fucking know. I remember I was buying them for about 50 or 60 quid and selling them for £85. I was making fucking 25 quid on a mod. And it was probably about fucking 16 pence worth of shit inside.
All I remember is opening up these mods that had been done and literally see it battery sled with fucking like PVA sticker.
Yeah, mate, the sales of hot glue went through the roof, man. In the early 2012s, man. People were fucking hot gluing everything. I messaged this bloke and I was like, mate, the 510s are spinning on this. Yeah, they were. Why? Why, you fucking mad cunts.
What? They will do. What?
That's what he said to me. They make the will, and then I was like, "There's nothing holding the battery carrier in." He's like, "No, there won't be." And I was like, "Wow, you told me this before I bought 5 of them off you for fucking 50 odd quid each, you mad bastard."
You could have put a little bit of print stick on each side.
Exactly.
Because the 510s were just like ego battery ones, weren't they?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, exactly that. Some of them probably were off an ego battery. Yeah.
Just wired trimmed down and added on.
Basically, all I should have done was just stuck an ego battery straight through the fucking tin. Yeah, it's got a built-in lipo, mate.
Glute door shut. Oh my god! Some of the stuff that was out back then.
I mean, if you go back to them, I can remember people posting pictures of 1100 Ego batteries where they'd pulled the top off, and it got like a fucking 350 mAh battery in there, and it was full of sand in the bottom end, and just to fucking give it some weight and fill up the length, and that's the sort of tricks China were pulling back then.
Like I remember some just being sheets of battery. You remember and they used to roll them and just stick them in.
What do you mean?
They did I can't remember what it was, but it was like, I can't remember. I can't explain how to explain it. It was literally like a clear sheet of not paper, obviously not paper, but like a clear sheet of plastic with like some battery cells inside, like little flat battery cells rolled up, shoved into egos with just little 2-pronged wires sticking out. And I just remember shit like that. Just literally, like, how do you roll a battery?
Oh, well, yeah. Fuck rolling the fucking cigarette. Roll yourself a fucking battery.
I'm going to try and find a picture, but I'm definitely going to remember that.
Yeah, people had the neck at that time to say, oh, it's blew up, mate, because you're using the wrong fucking charger. Blew up because it was a fucking accident waiting to happen. That's what blew up, you mad cunt. You bought
don't charge your shit overnight.
For fucking 62 cents each. You're selling them for 30 quid. That's why it fucking blew up. Fucking mad people, man. Mad people.
Honestly, Tom, remember Big Al's PWM box? Oh, I remember those also. That was when like PWM was like the. Can you remember, Paul, the God mod?
The God mod. What one was that?
It was literally. I think it was 3 18650s, but I'm telling you, the God mod, it might have been the size of a Bible because it was that fucking big. Honestly, it was like that fucking thick, and it was like that length as well, and it was like that fucking that tall. Let me try and find it on fucking Google, the God mod. If anybody in chat remembers the God mod.
Well, I remember having off James at Evo. I had one of the first Vapors clouds when they used to do them in the plastic.
The see-through, and they had the lipos in.
No, I've got a lipo one still in my house here, but I had the Series Para one.
You remember the God mod?
What the fuck is that?
Let me see if I can get a picture of the internals. I can't remember the God mod.
Yeah. I do.
The fucking, when you took the back off and you could see the whole fucking board through the back, and the board was like fucking that big.
Yeah, they were like a little laptop, weren't they?
Yeah. Fucking doors were bigger than your mobile phone and that. Just stuff like that. You look back and you think, we thought shit like that was, the bee's knees. You could run an The thing is, Paul, look at it. It had a fucking ego fucking thing up top. 200 watt mod with a fucking ego adapter on top.
We're fucking more stupid.
Mate, I'm sure I put an ego fucking C4 on that one.
Can I just say to anyone that sends me, please forward this poppy on via inbox. Go fuck yourself and your papa, you mad people, man. No, I've just had an inbox literally saying, forward this poppy on to 10 friends for our veterans. I ain't got no fucking veterans on my friends list who are going to appreciate that inbox message for starters. Fucking mad, beggy people, man.
We could talk about you and your beggy friend. Like my friend's post.
Like my friend's page. No, you ain't even got a friend. It's you on a different profile, you mad person. And I know you don't look like her. I bet you're some bloke.
Mate, oh God. I absolutely, this is one of my favourite times is reminiscing about the shit we've fucking done and the shit that has come out in this industry and how it's changed. We are honestly quite lucky that we have started at the bottom with the shit to where we are now.
I honestly say, genuinely now, if I'm in the shop serving, which isn't very often, to be fair, but when people come in and they want to get off cigarettes, there's never a better time than today to give up smoking and start vaping.
Mm.
And that's true every single day that we advance. Every single time a better call comes out or a better like even top airflow coils and stuff like that, it's all helped to stop liquid fucking pouring into your bastard, man. I used to go through about 10 mil bottles a week on average using an ego pen. But I was only vaping about 12 millilitres of liquid. 28 was either down my fucking jeans, pissing out my tank, or in my fucking mouth. That's absolute truth. And obviously, I don't know if it was because I obviously just started off at home buying this stuff and using it and getting used to the fact that it leaked and fucking piss liquid in my mouth and all this. When I started selling it and people started complaining, I was a bit like the fucking 5'10" guy. I was like, yeah, well. And they're like, what? And I'm like, because well, but it's still fucking better than smoking and it's a lot cheaper, so just suffer your shit and get on with it.
But we've seen it before, like the coil stuff. Like we fucking just got new coil, well, fuck, you'd bin it off, it went, see you later. Just stuff in this is really like, and there is a few people that have not been sort of around longer than me and Paul, and we're not pro vapors like we said last week. But it's just sort of nice, and I get a real kick out of people that come fresh and are excited about it because we have seen the shit. You know,
I've sold the shit, if I'm being honest. Back on the basis that genuinely, we always tried to source reliable product. We were selling Joytech egos back in the day, mate, because they were the best.
What shit back then, though? That's the thing.
Huh?
They weren't shit back then.
Yeah, that's my point. That's what I mean. In hindsight now, 5 years later, it was shit, and I understand why people struggled with it. But at the time, it was still the best stuff that we could buy. I couldn't buy anything better. And then we started stocking Aspire stuff because they were the best, in my opinion. Even the Aspire C5 with the BVC coil, we were selling that 5 years ago when it first dropped.
Yeah.
And even we sell that same coil system today in that shop. The Nautilus was then and it is now.
Mm.
The Kangatech was probably the biggest bastard because if you got one that was good, it was good. And if you got one that was bad, it leaked like an old dirty prostitute. And it was just like, you could not stop it from leaking. It would fucked. And actually, it weren't even the tank, it was the coil. You'd put a good coil in and it was good. And you put a bad coil in, it was fucked from the get-go. And that was it. You just had to suffer it. And back then I was like, all right, buying another coil for fucking 16 quid because everything was way more expensive. Right? You know, I ain't buying another pack of them coils. I need to for more. It's cheaper for me to buy 60 fucking Vanguard.
Kangatech's not like the certain companies that we've seen come and go. That's another thing that's been, quite, not nice to watch, but you've seen sort of how the industry's moved in itself with who's in it, who's out of it. Well, look at Kangatech. Kangatech used to be the leading manufacturer in fucking vaping.
If they'd have stuck to mouth to lung, I still think they would be in that.
I've always been told they're part of Smock, me.
I mean, well, they could well be. I haven't got a clue, mate, to be honest. I really don't know. But in my opinion, I don't believe that, actually. There's no way that... I mean, to me, Smock tanks for the money and the coils. People go, oh, my coils only lasted me fucking 7 minutes. And I'm like, that's because you're running at fucking 600 watts, you prat. So...
Because I think it was Geek Vape as well. Did Kanga bring out Geek Vape? Aren't they Geek Vape?
I really don't know, mate. I honestly don't know. But I actually
do my research for next week.
If you think, the Kangatech Subbox Mini was probably one of the biggest selling sub tanks of its time.
As a kit, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them kits. And the minute we were getting down to 10% stock, bam, we'd have another delivery because they'd sell and they'd sell and they'd sell and they'd sell. And yet for me personally, I suppose because I was never really major sub-owned, I never got it. But we sold fucking loads of them. And then they bought out the coil that I think they bought out a 1 ohm or a 1.5 ohm coil that was the same, a 1.2 actually, weren't it? They bought out a 1.2 ohm coil that fit in that same tank system. So I even tried to use them as a mouth-to-lung coil because it was a mouth-to-lung coil that they bought out. But they just didn't vape that well for me. And at that time, I was using a Magnus tank anyway.
Yeah. And like madness. You guys started with a Magnus.
You had some VCMs, is that what they're called? VCMTs and stuff like that. But as far as Kangatech, I honestly think if Kangatech had said, fuck this sub-ohm market, they were smashing mouth-to-lung market, mate, before sub-ohm was a thing. And their leaky calls aside, they innovated the first airflow tank with the Kangatech Aero tank. And
You know what? I never ever had a leak.
no, but I used to use the Pro Tank. I used the Pro Tank Mini 2 for fucking ever, mate. And
we thought they were airy. I remember saying Pro Tank 3's airy. Or Pro Tank 2's airy, and this is meant to be mouth to lung, and it wasn't fucking airy. Today's standard.
I started off with the Totally Wicked C4 Plus, which meant I could change my fucking spider wicks at the top, and then I actually bought a clone Pro Tank. We used to sell them. Fucking. They used to sell.
That's how fucking good the one they used to clone fucking mouth to lung tanks.
Exactly, they used to clone clearomisers, mate. So we had these fucking. We had like the Kangatech. We used to sell the Kangatech Pro Tank Mini, and then they cloned the Pro Tank Mini, and we used to sell it. Then I'm sure we used to sell it for tenors, didn't we? $9.99 for a clone tank, and it was about 18 quid for a Kangatech Mini 2. But it was still worth cloning. We sold hundreds of them clone tanks, but the difference was you could buy it with a blue glass or a green glass or a pink glass or a red glass, and the Kangatech one just come with clear glass in them. And then
your bats and that, couldn't you? You could match it to your twist.
Do you remember the Uni tank?
Yes.
And if it fell apart, it had about 650 pieces to it. And it was massive, and it held about 1 mil of liquid because there was that much contraption inside. Look, that was a top filling tank, weren't it? It was the first top filling tank ever. So you didn't have to take your coil, you didn't have to take the bottom of your tank off to fill it up and all that. But actually, if you think back that time, mate, that's going back 6 years, probably since the Uni tank dropped, maybe 5 years. It was so innovative for its time.
Yeah.
And actually, for them to not keep going down that path of getting that market right, they would have absolutely cleared up the mouth to lung market now.
Definitely, because as we've discussed plenty of times, there isn't that much in the mouth to lung market.
No.
And if they definitely would have stuck, but it's just mad how, like Jay's saying in chat, he's saying they were there 1 minute and they disappeared the next.
But they ripped their arse off to try and. What was the first sub-ohm tank?
It was the Atlantis. They tried to get.
So yeah, I mean, as far as I can remember, Kangatech had advertised a sub-ohm tank before Aspire announced the Atlantis, but the Atlantis dropped first, and then Kangatech were on this catch up to fucking launch it, get it out there, fucking get it out. And I thought the first few batches of them sub-ox minis and the mini sub tanks or whatever they were called were fucking shocking, man. Leaking like fucking sieves. And it weren't the coils, it was the tanks, and they would just rush the machining on them. And then they were just playing catch up then. They were seemed to be one step behind everyone else, where actually they'd led the way before. That says Aspire dropped that BVC coil. It was fantastic. They dropped the vertical BVC coil in the Nautilus Mini. Fantastic. And still probably one of our biggest selling coils now.
We're talking in chat here, Jack saying, what was the first tank with the turbine at the top? That wasn't, if we're talking about the one with the turbine, that's not the turbo that Jay said. The turbo was the fucking idea with the fucking whistle, the fan. You remember that?
They also done a turbo RTA, didn't they?
With fan at top. You remember it?
It had about 67 cores in it. We did do, didn't we? I can't remember who made it. Who made the turbo tank?
That was Kangatech.
Was it Kangatech that brought it?
No, Kangatech made that fucking. Remember the joint, and it used to take fucking 2 coils.
Yeah, that was fucking. That one, like 25, 26 mil, way before its time. That fucking thing. What?
You know what? He'd little mint on the top of a fucking dirty.
Yeah, only problem is, Paul, we need to tell people out there it's not protruding pin. So if anyone tries to buy one, it's not protruding.
Kangatech joint on a fucking dirty mod, for fuck's sake. Not unless you solder a blob of fucking solder onto the bottom of the centre. I'm joking, man. I'm fucking joking.
If anyone toss me a turbo tank and it's got a good enough fucking, it's got a good enough 510 on it, that's protruding. I'm all on it for putting it on the day. Have you ever seen a mouth to lung on a day?
That joint tank was the first sub-ohm tank of that nature where you put them two coils in together and it made it 0.8 ohms, if you remember.
Yeah, half with the two coils, did it?
Yeah. And everyone was like, Kangatech's gone mad. They've bought out a coil less than 1 ohm.
It's going to be bananas. You're going to blow your face up. You're going to do this. You're going to do that.
Yeah. No wonder vapors get a bad name. Ooh.
Just going back to what you were talking about earlier, Reese has just sent me that picture.
Yeah, I mean, they've been available for a long time, actually, now in the clone one. I know that Gorilla are working on it as well. The Chubby Gorilla Authentics working on that same principle. But I also know that there's a new bottle dropping as well. It's not a Chubby Gorilla.
Macca, we will be releasing the prices prior to Expo, probably on the Thursday. Probably on Facebook, what the prices will be at Expo.
Well, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of people saying, "Oh, mate, what's your prices going to be at Expo? Come to fucking Expo and see."
Yeah.
I've already said a few times. We may do a limited edition run of clean mods, cleaner mods, and dirty mods in that purple. I haven't even decided. We're definitely doing that yet, but I may do that. Apart from that, we're gonna go down the route of the newer designs now. So we've got clean mods on mad offer. We've got some cleaner sets on mad offer. We've got very, very, very few dirty sets left. However, we'll be dropping the new 30mm mod in between Expo and the next Expo. I'm all right.
So if you're wanting a deal, just keep.
Basically, we've got a few Empresses left. We've got cleaner sets. We've got clean sets. Dirty sets will be cheaper than we've ever sold them before. And actually, at last Expo, we done some fucking mega deals, but we'll be selling them cheaper than we've ever sold them before. We've got the Emmys coming. They've already been shipped. So we've got the purple, the new black rhodium chrome, which is darker, which is the same as the Empress black chrome. We've got brass. Then we've got the Emperor, and in the Emperor we have the same. Maybe I don't think I've done silver plated in the Emperor, only because silver plated actually used to be a massive seller for us. We used to sell a hell of a lot of silver plated products, and our silver plating traditionally has been very, very, very good, and not one that wears out in 2 minutes. So we've got we've got Neo. So we've got Neo Emperor. We've got black chrome rhodium Emperor. We've got purple Emperor, brass Emperor. We've got the new top caps coming, which is, I don't even know what it's called yet. I don't know what we're calling it. Maybe the crown, I don't know. But it'll look wicked on top of the Emperor. The Emperor obviously comes with the 22mm and the 24mm hybrid top cap for the mod. So you can run it either. I'm running mine with the 22mm prototype cloud cap. Emery, RDA, and that. But I dropped this fucker and it's clicking. I dropped it and I've knocked something on the piss. In fact, it fell out my hand getting out of my fucking car one day. But to be fair, I can't actually see a mark on it, which is a testament to the strength of my mods.
I'm gonna say, well, that's realism that you actually state that you have dropped one of your mods.
The only thing that broke was Bess's tip. But,
Did you drop it?
yeah.
Go on, Tash. It comes off live. Just give her some shit.
Right.
Talking about the dropping of our new mods and everything we've got going on. Another subject I've got in here is it says mechs for summertime. So sun's out, mechs out. I always think that during the summer times and stuff like that, everybody sort of wants to be on a summery vape with a mech. Am I wrong in saying that? Do you think it's quite popular to use a mech in summertime? Because I think it's quite a thing.
I think it's dead cool to use a tube mod. I really do. And I think in the summer when you're out, you're walking, it's nice, it's a bit fucking cool. And I don't know, maybe because I'm 42 and getting older. Cool. I do actually think I do genuinely think tube mods have always been cool. And
because sort of, I don't know if you've ever seen it sort of in the shops and stuff, but you know, to me, sort of, I love custards, but I like to use custards in the winter, and I use a summery like a fruit juice during the summer because obviously it's nice summer. I don't really want, like, you know what I mean. It's sort of the sun's out. You don't really want like a dark sort of custody juice. That's me personally. That's what I prefer, a fruity, summery vape. And definitely hitting the mecca with that sort of flavour is sort of the sort of style I would go for in summertime.
I just think, I mean, before Tube, I used to use RDA on a regulated mod. More so than I've never ever been a big sub-tank user. Apart from Magnus was probably the longest running sub-tank I ever run with. And that was because
you were like me and used it in the car for ease and shit.
Huh?
You were probably like me and used it in the car for ease and shit.
To be honest, mate, I just used the regulated mod with the Magnus on for a long, long time. And I wasn't a massive tube user, really. And when I got into mechs, I got into it big time and I was only on a mech. And then what I found was, even when I used to try and, sometimes I'd build my RDA for a regulated mod on the basis that it was a parallel mod and I could use it for longer and all that malarkey, but I just didn't never get the same vape. And I've said it many times, my favourite vape is a 0.12, 0.13, 0.15 even on a parallel box. I prefer that over a series build, everything, because it's still different. Even if you get the equivalent amount of power through that core by using resistance and all that, I still prefer a decent build on a parallel box.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm sat on this grump and I could happily sit at the pub with a nice girly drink like a summer fruits with me mech and my nice fruity juice and feel quite fruity with myself. You know, it's sort of perfect. I do genuinely think when people vape, like, you vape for, like, if you, I know people go out on a session and they'll go out get absolutely arseholed. They'll have a vape that goes with getting pissed. Do you know what I mean? What they're drinking and stuff like that. What sort of, they've always been that sort of what vape goes with a drink and sort of what time. You know, we've always had that. Does a dark custody juice go nice with a beer? You know what I mean? Is it what sort of, you know, summery time? That's sort of my thought of that mechs a sort of the cool thing to go with, like, the summer vibe, because we are coming into summer now. We're still in spring, but we're getting some really nice days, and it's nice to crack out the mod with a nice flavoured juice that you're going to get maximum flavour and the sun's beaming. I just, is there a juice for a time of the year, Paul? Do you think that's, I'm saying that right? Or
for me personally, because actually I just vape whatever I want to do. Where's the echo coming from?
Is it me?
Must be because I'm on fucking zero volume.
I don't hear an echo.
I only got it a bit then. Maybe I was just lagging a little bit or so, I don't know. Yeah, for me personally, whatever I fancy. That I mean, I'm not very often do I finish a bottle of liquid, to be quite honest, because I'm fussy as fuck with my liquids. And there's been a handful of liquids in 6 years of vaping that I've could vape over and over again. And funnily enough, one of my most vape liquids ever was that fucking donuts. You know, the first donuts that dropped in the Simpson bottle.
Simpsons box, yeah.
The most sickliest fucking liquid you could ever imagine, that normally would never ever tickle my fucking fancy at all. And yet I used to vape bottle after bottle after bottle after bottle of it. And then we used to do and still do, or I don't know if we still do it actually, in the shady vaping liquid in the high VG, we used to do a lime zinger, which was one of my favourite liquids ever. And actually, the Sublime that we've brought out in the Fizzy as Fuck range is a better version of lime zinger. And I've had feedback off 2 people today saying, mate, this lime is fucking fire. One of them being Jay from the Expo, who's done about fucking 120 mil of it in the last week. So I had a few bottles off me as samples. And he says, this fucking liquid's fire, mate. I'm fucking smashing the life out of it. So, but then, and then I used Blue Pup for ages as well. That was like my all-day vape. And it was because it's not an over sickly blue slush. It's not cool. It's got no cool-harder in it. It was made before the days of cool-harder, really, when we first launched it. And I just tried not to. I've never been one. Like, I can vape a liquid that's really strong or really sweet or really sickly, and actually really enjoy it, but only for half an hour.
Will you fill me up, please? I love you. Sorry, just get me sent a drink.
Because I vape menthol, mate, too long all day, every day. My palate is fresh as fuck all the time. So when I vape a liquid, I'm a bit like, fucking hell, that's nice. But actually, it just gets on. Like I say, I hated bigger bottles than 30 ml. Hated them, and then obviously it just became the norm.
Yeah, did you?
We went up to 100 ml and dropped back to 60 ml bottles, and then 50 ml short fills and all that malarkey. But for me, 30 ml on a dripper would probably last me a day, and by then I'd want something new anyway. I'd have a different flavour.
See, I'm much of. I won't try another juice till I finish that juice, and that's what I'm like. I'm very much I don't chop and change. I'm literally, if I've got that juice on my wicks, I'm vaping that juice till I finish it. Whether it's a 30 ml bottle or it's a 330 ml bottle, that's the juice I will vape. And it's there's sometimes where I've been like, I'm sick of this, but because that's there and I haven't finished the bottle, I won't vape anything else.
Mate, if I didn't have the shop, I'd have been exactly the same. I could obviously just like then I was down the shop every single day of my life. So if I went down the shop and a new liquid come, I'd open one, try it, I'd take it home with me. And like we raffled off a bundle of liquid about 3 years ago that was probably getting on. I can't even remember what we raised, about 400 quid that went to charity. But there was about 1,500 quid's worth of liquid in it that we just got at home where we'd opened the bottle. I might have had one drip out of it and gone, fucking hell, that's nice. And to me, I can appreciate a good liquid, even if it's not my thing.
Yeah.
So I'd go, fucking hell, that's really good. Yeah, we'll get that in. I'd never vape it in my life. It's not my thing. It's not something that I'd enjoy, but I know it's a good quality liquid. And I know Reese has just put in there, bloody hell, Paul, we're like twins. I literally vaped donuts, then Pebbles. I actually didn't like Pebbles, the Pebbles donut, which was like the donut with the sprinkles on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I loved the original donuts. And I was fucking wounded when it like, because it went off the shelves for a bit, didn't it? Because they got sued or they got into
yeah. Because it was like this, it was the Simpsons on it and stuff like that. Yeah,
and it just come back as something else and slightly different branding on it, and I was fucking so happy. And I remember saying to Tasha, "Go and get some of that liquid." And then I was like, "Make sure you bring me some home." And I actually seen it in the wholesalers the other day in a short fill, and I was like, "I wonder if it's the same." I didn't even buy any, to be honest, but I just thought, "I wonder if it's the fucking same." But yeah, I mean, for me, liquid is just, if I like it on that, and I could use different things. I could be using custard 1 minute, and then half an hour later, I'd change to a fruit, and half an hour after that, I'd change to something else. And I'm not one for sitting and ploughing through a bottle of very limited liquids in all my time of vaping, where I've actually said, you know what, I need another bottle of that. Donuts is probably one of the only ones.
That's sort of keeping it fresh, though, because then I can see the other side of it. Is that's keeping, as you said, because you like your menthols, you're keeping your palate fresh. Well, we're trying different flavors and not dulling your palate of that one flavor, and you're trying different flavors. Is keeping stuff fresh. You're keeping yourself entertained as well because you're trying different liquids. And it is sort of it was a game back then, you know what I mean, to see how many sort of liquids you could try. I remember sometimes we used to sit and we could do 20, 30 different liquids in a night just trying them.
Yeah.
And it's sort of kept you.
Me and Tasha sat here with 2 different mechs and X amount of liquids that we've had as samples back in the day when we used to try every single sample that came in the shop. And literally just fucking vape different flavours, and I'll be changing cotton and re-wicking and doing and fuck it. Now I'm a bit like, if I vape something straight away, I know if I like it or not.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I don't. And I say, but even if I don't like something that's not for me personally, I still know, I can still appreciate a good quality liquid, even if it's a watermelon. And I fucking hate watermelon liquids with a passion.
But do you think that's come with sort of experience and being able to try so many liquids? Because let's be realistic, we've tried thousands.
Yeah, I mean, I just think you can. Like, one of the things that surprised me when we launched out, when we were working on the AF range, was I always gauged a good quality liquid about tasting it off the back of my hand. And one thing that changed, in my opinion, on that is the raspberry liquids that we've done. When I tried them on my hand, I was a bit like, fucking hell, that's a bit fucking bitter.
In that, yeah.
They vape exceptionally well. So I did say, we were having a meet at the Ace of Vapes one day, and I did say, I wonder how many liquids in the past I've dismissed through taste testing it straight out of the bottle that would have vaped much, much nicer, because the raspberry and apple that we've got, the raspberry in both of the 2 flavours that we've got are quite bitter on the taste test. but they vape smooth. We haven't got one flavour in them 12 that is harsh in any way, shape, or form. And yet, when you taste it, you could think, fucking hell, I bet that's harsh on a dripper. So even in recent months, my opinion of tasting liquids has changed because I'll never, ever, ever again decide whether a liquid's good or bad based on what it tastes like out the bottle.
And that used to be the norm, though, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd taste one and go, fucking hell, that's not very nice. Fuck that up. And I've done it with the raspberry and apple one that we've got, the razzmatazz, and it was out of 40 liquids, it made the 12, one of the 12 ones that we've launched. I was like, fucking hell, that's a bit fucking harsh. And they were like, vape it, mate, it's the raspberry, it makes it bitter. And absolutely, they were right, because when I vaped it, I was like, and that is, to me, a proper all-day summertime vape. Then there's that, the Passion Aura, which is the passion fruit, orange, raspberry and apple. Fresh. It's two people today, again, two different people messaged me saying, Passion Aura, mate, fucking fire. Someone else messaged saying, CVC, fucking next level. And then I say someone who makes juice messaged me and said, this lemon puff is fucking fire, mate. And I know the lemon puff's good. I know that the lemon puff is a good liquid. And it's different.
People got 12 flavours to go at, and if you don't like one and you don't appreciate at least the 12 flavours, there's something fucking wrong. Seriously fucking wrong. Because there's every single flavour is different. You know what I mean? They're not. You can't just go, oh, same base or whatever like that. You can tell the difference in the flavors. And I've been honest, I've spoken. I've not tried them all. I've still not tried them all. And everyone I've tried, I've been like, fucking hell. You know what I mean? Something different here. And this is my honest opinion. And Paul's the first person I will message you saying, nah, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But the stuff I've tried, generally, CVC is probably, if I could have a 120ml bottle of that, I'm happy to take a 120ml bottle of that. I love CVC. I think it's brilliant.
CVC is a mad one. Turn my titty milk to cream.
Is that ginger, lad?
I mean, I said to Reese before Reese comes over, Reese is welcome to take the whole range, because there's people out there, such as Rick, who I know they might not do a live feed and go, Paul's liquids are fucking shit, but I know they'd message me and say, fucking hell, mate, that one's a bit this or that one's a bit that, or your mud's this or your mud's that. There's other people that I'd give 12 bottles to and they'd come back and say, mate, they're the best 12 liquids I've ever fucking had. And just because that's what they'll do. And as much as that's nice to hear, it's not actually, I'd rather have genuinely honest feedback. And I know there's people out there that would feedback. And obviously Reese has made his own liquid as well. I'm just right in saying that. Reese was the brains behind Goblin Juice, was he?
No, different Reese.
Huh?
Different Reese.
Was it a different Reese?
Different Reese, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a different Reese.
100%.
Yeah.
You're saying that like there's a problem?
No, I would say that's a different, totally different Reese who made Goblin Shoes. Different Reese.
Nah, see, mate, he's just commenting saying same Reese. How dare you, Tom?
Is it the same?
I know that Reese has got a good palate. And I
thought it was a different Reese. Sorry, that's my fuck up.
So, I mean, yeah, I mean, anyone, they'll all be available to test at Expo, both in mouth to lung and in tank and to drip. So people can come over and try them, and I'm not giving fuck all away free. So if anyone's coming over for, have you got 25 bottles of each, mate, as a sample pack for me to take back to my shop? Fuck. Wholesalers on B2B day, we've got 10ml sample packs for people to take away, but it will be for business. It won't be for just some geezer coming up with enough stretches in his ear saying, right, mate, I'm thinking of opening a vape shop. Yeah, well, when you open it, message me with your fucking email, with your right email address, your website domain, and your business premises, and I'll happily send you a sample pack. We are going to have a deal on the liquids, which will be announced closer to the time. So they will be cheaper to buy at Expo, obviously. But
one of them got 25 shops. That's definitely one of them.
To be honest with you, I used to do it myself. The first time I went to Expo, I walked around there in my fucking shady vaping t-shirt, trying to blag muds and everything. Mate, check my Facebook page, man. I've got 12,500 people on it. And some people would look and go, fucking hell, fair play. I mean, but that says, mate, we used to fucking sell some gear. I was in a position to try and blag some stuff, to be honest. But actually, I went up to stands at Expo and says, "All right, mate, have you got a sample pack of liquid?" And they were like, we had all the big fucking Shady Vaping mass on our t-shirt. All my staff were there, and they were like, "I've already given someone in a Shady Vaping t-shirt the samples, mate." Then I'm having to round the staff up and say, "Where's me fucking liquid, you slippery bastard?" Quite honestly, we were like trying to get samples to find out what we wanted to put in the shops to stock some new liquid.
I remember Paul from Vape G went round Vape Jam walking off with like 500 bottles, didn't even have to blag it. What the fuck?
Who?
That's what Reese is saying. Paul from Vape GB went round Vape Jam, walked off with like 500 bottles. What the fuck? You see, then it goes back to sort of that situation of expos and stuff like that. They're totally different to what they used to be when they first started. People did the shows to get their fucking liquids out and would throw liquids at people. These days, it's so much wiser. People know for a fact it's not worth giving it to the wrong person and give it to willy-nilly out there.
No, I know for a fact, mate, I could walk around Expo genuinely as Paul from Shady Vaping Stroke Endless and blag enough free shit. on a genuine basis of me saying, give me some samples, I'll try them. If it's any good, I'll put them in my shop. And to be honest, back in the day, people would like message me saying, "Mate, I'd love to have it in your shop," because we had that sort of
yeah
industry where people wanted it to be in our shop. They wanted it to be in James's shop. They wanted it to be in Grey's. They wanted it to be in them name shops that people knew and were aware of. And I'm on the flip opposite of that now with this liquid range, where I'm messaging people saying, "I've got a range now." Out of every order that I took yesterday personally, I know they've took it on the basis that they trust me not to have churned out some shit.
Shite, yeah.
There's no way that I'll have put my name to, like I said last week, if I wanted to do short fill, within 21 days, I could have a brand out there and I could put 25,000 bottles into Birmingham distro, I could put 25,000 bottles into Manchester distro, and I could start working on the next one, never make another bottle of that flavour again, put it out there, never put my name to it and sell bucket loads of short cheap. That's not what I wanted to do with this range of liquid. Hence the time and the effort that we've put into doing it and getting the branding right and getting the point of sales right and not even releasing that liquid till we had the point of sales back from the printers. Jack is getting on. Jack needs to get on with some fucking work, man.
Good night, Jack. Well, look, I'm going to skip over the subject that we've got here, and I'm going to jump straight into Expo because hopefully me and you should be doing a show next week. Maybe, fingers crossed, if I get to yours early enough. Yeah. But obviously, I'm going to do a little bit of an Expo rundown towards sort of the end of the show because I know it's going to take a while for us. There's a lot of people in chat that I don't believe have been to. There's a few people that haven't been to Expo and stuff like that, and I don't think we've sort of give our sort of not expectations, but we sort of not put our side across. Of obviously we've been to every single Expo. A pair of us have been to every single Expo, and what sort of it's changed from when it first started to what it is now. You know, have you sort of got like your top 5 tips for anybody first going to Expo? What would you tell them to do? What would you tell them to expect? What would you tell them to go when they go? What they should set the mindset to, and should they expect free shit? You know what I mean? What would you give?
3 years ago, I would have said take the biggest rucksack you can and grab as much free shit as you possible, because it was being thrown out left, right, and I remember the first one I ever went to, mate, and I could not believe the amount of stuff that was being thrown out. For someone that was selling product 5 miles down the road in a shop, there was thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds worth of liquid being thrown out. Fucking glass 30ml bottles from American fucking companies smashed all over the bastard floor. And I was like, what the fuck? Saying to my lads, get in there and grab some of that shit, man. We'll fucking take it down the road, straight on the shelf, sell the fucking stuff. But genuinely, what I would say is, someone's just put in chat comfy shoes, absolutely 100% comfy shoes. And in October, I might even do some comfy as fuck slippers, man. I'm not joking. Also, for May in particular, the first thing you should do is come straight over to AF stand, because we are about 25 foot from the entrance.
Yeah.
So get yourself over to us. Get yourself on the stand, get the liquids tried, get the mods bought at the bar. Whatever mods we take to Expo with us, when they're gone, they're gone. The old stuff, when it's gone, it's gone. So, and we've got some fucking cheap mods. There won't be no saving. I've already had people message me. All right, mate, can you save me a Neo Empress? I think we've got 7 or 8 Neo Empresses left. When they're gone, they're gone. We're not making no more of them. So, genuinely, and I'm not saying that just to get the crowd of people around the stand. If there's anything that we sell that you want, get yourself over there. We're selling product on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'm not holding nothing for someone who's only coming Saturday and they're not going to be there Friday. A case of first up, best dressed as far as I'm concerned. But actually, expectations of Expo is, if you go in there just to hunt free shit, I think this is going to be the worst disappointment of your life at this particular Expo, because I know there's no give outs on stage. I know that you're not allowed to throw nothing into the stage. No vendor is allowed to do giveaways from their own stand. So I know if you think
before you say anything, we have got some exclusive news to tell people at the end of the show as well.
Tell them all. So if you go in there in mind to just blag as much free stuff as you can, then I would say don't bother your ass to go. If you go in there to, one, meet up with lots and lots of people that you've communicated with on social media and you've never met them, come and meet. I'm not saying meet me because I'm famous, but if you want to come and see the likes of me and Tom, or the lads from Evo, or the lads from Grays, or the lads from Suicide Mods, or Juice Source, or Ace of Vapes, and all them people that you see day in, day out on Facebook, that is what I personally enjoy most about these expos more than anything else. It's nice to sit back on the Monday and count how much money we've done and all them things. The reality is, these are long, long weeks. I mean, me and Tom have probably smoked. In fact, the longest me and Tom have spoke for in the last 4 weeks has been on this show.
These shows,
That's the absolute truth of it, because Tom's busy doing what he's doing. I'm busy doing what I'm doing. The last 2 weeks for me personally have been stressful. The next 2 weeks will be fucking stressful. The next week, certainly. Jack's working his ass off on the designs for the stands still. We've sent the juice one off to the printers, waiting for some feedback off them and make sure everything's okay. I've had a message off the company that's producing the wire this morning saying, "Hello, Mr. Paul, we will send out order next Wednesday." And I was like, "No, you fucking won't." I swear to make the fucking blag me a treat. Obviously, I've paid for this order many, many, many thousands of pounds, mate. It's a big order of wire, getting on towards £20,000 worth of wire. And basically, what she said to me this morning is, by the time we put every single spool inside every single bag, it can't leave before Wednesday next week. So if you want, we can send spool in one box, bag in another box, and send today. And I was like, just fucking send it. So when it comes, we've got around about 10,000 spools of wire coming that's not in bags. So it's these things that stress my head to the fucking max, mate. And that probably won't even land in our shop. At best, it's going to get to Dudley on Monday. Worst case scenario, it'll get to Dudley on Wednesday. Then we've got to do some serious fucking work. After we've done our fucking live show next Wednesday, mate, we'll be down the shop working. Like Chinese people, we've got no fucking choice. But I know the building wire is completely done. That's all finished and done. The Emmys, sorry, are on their way. The Emperors are only coming back from the platers today in China. So I haven't even had any pictures of them. I won't get the pictures of them until tomorrow. I sent you the video of the boxes for the Emperors earlier on today. They've got them. So literally when they come back, they've got to do a quick QC on them, get them packaged and done, and get them fucking sent off to me. So again, the Emperors and the new caps probably won't land in the UK at best Tuesday next week, possibly Thursday next week, which isn't a problem. We'll have them for Friday. But it's tight as fuck, man. And it's like, it's just like, this is the bit where my head is stressing bad, because I don't want to go there and not be able to do what we do. But I know it'll all come together in the next few days. It'll all start coming together, and we've got to get fucking apparel made. I've still got to go and pick up the hoodies, pick up the snapbacks, get them over to the people that embroider them. I need to get the sizes of the staff that are working on the stands to get their stuff made for them. And it's just like, it's non-stop. And then Wednesday next week, you'll be down here on the night. We'll do the show. Thursday morning, it's going to be Thursday daytime. Thursday's probably one of the hardest days, to be fair, because you've got to get up. We've got to go to Dudley shop, get some shit from there, get to Yardley, get the shit from there, get to the NEC, get in the queue, get the shit in, build the fucking 2 stands, get everything ready and gone, and then go home Thursday. And then the madness of 3 days commences. And it is fucking mental for us in particular, where there is people that want to come up and see us and talk to us and shake our hands and grab photos, and all that's fantastic. But then we've got people being sold to, wholesale customers that want inquiries. You want to go for a piss and it'll take me 40 minutes to get there and back because I'm getting stopped and I'm bumping into people, talking to people that I haven't seen. And it's the most tiring 3 days I've ever done anywhere. And I used to, the factory that I now run, I used to work and I used to graft my balls off in that factory some days, 16 hours a day, and still wasn't as tired as I am when we've done an expo weekend.
Yeah.
Fucking mental. And then the thing is, when you all go home on the day, even if you go there for the 3 days, I get that anyone that's even going there for 3 days is absolutely fucking knackered by the time they get home on Sunday night. But then they've got bank holiday Monday. We've got fucking a whole heap of wholesale inquiries to deal with.
Got all to carry on.
This just fucking starts at that point for us. And it'll probably take 6 weeks following Expo for it to die down to any sort of normality. At that point, we're preparing for October's Expo. Literally. Do you know what I mean? To make sure we've got everything that we want for there. We're going to be obviously launching new flavours at the October Expo. We're going to be launching new mods. We're going to be making new stands. And it all starts again. It's like a fucking never-ending good thing and a bad thing all rolled into one, because I wouldn't give up Expo for all the things in China. I love it. I love that weekend, and I love bumping into everyone and talking. But anyone that comes there, we're actually setting up the cameras to do a time lapse of building the stand on Thursday. So when we get there, we'll set up the cameras first, and then a time lapse will start of us actually buzzing around and doing and whatever. And then Jack's going to crop that into like probably a 2 or 3 minute video of it coming together. And then if we can, we'll have a time-lapse camera running all the way over Expo weekend. But when the first time we vended, which is 2 years ago now, 2 years ago last weekend it was actually, for me leaving there at about 5 or 6 o'clock on the Thursday, and the place is still in ultimate chaos. Yeah. To walk back in on Friday morning and go, whoa, that's fucking mad. As if they've transformed it from what it was yesterday morning at 11 o'clock to what it is this morning at 9 o'clock. People coming in there at 9 o'clock on Friday morning do not have a clue the amount of work and the amount of people and the amount of activity that's going on in that place from Wednesday next week, because all the space stands, they'll start erecting them on Wednesday next week. We're not even allowed in there until Thursday in the shell schemes. And when you get in there Thursday morning, it's just madness in there, and it's just chaos.
It is absolute chaos. Yeah.
Carpets, and they're still doing them. When you leave, even if you leave at 6 or 7 o'clock on Thursday night, the place is an utter shithole. They've obviously got a whole team of people that work through the night, cleaning, vacuuming, doing, spotlessing, and fucking Friday morning you walk in, bam, done. That's all you guys see. You know what I mean? They don't see that other half of it, and it's mad. It's mad. I remember leaving there on the Thursday thinking, there's no way in fucking hell these cunts are going to be ready for tomorrow morning, because I'd never done one. I'd never seen that side of it. So just enjoy it. Go there. If you've got an idea of what you want, you need to get a floor plan and try and work out where you want to go. But I would say walk around that place a dozen times, because one thing, even as a vendor, even as someone that's been there now to every expo since Expo launched at the NEC, and I don't know whether this is the same for you, Tom, or anyone else in chat who's still watching, is that I go around Expo and I end up getting a route in my head. And every time I set out on a route, I go that fucking route, so I see the same people. And actually, I'll bump into someone on Saturday afternoon, and they'll say, fucking hell, mate, you're vending here? Yeah, I'm over there. Fuck, I ain't been in that corner. Yeah. Try and get it in your head that you need to, it's a bit like supermarket shopping, man. You need to make sure you've covered all crevices, all corners, because you will find some gems in these smaller places. And obviously, as Expo starts to fill up, the sort of shitter areas are the ones that are left. So you'll get some absolutely corking deals in these corners of people that have decided last minute, you know what, I'm going to do Vape Expo. But the only places that are left are tucked up in a corner somewhere. Now, we're lucky that we have got literally, as you walk through the door, you're not going to miss us. And
Well,
if you
that's side, just walk through the door on the right side.
so you can't not see us when you walk in there. That said, we've always been lucky enough that wherever we've been placed in there, the people that have come to see us and they've found us and they've looked for us and they've dug us out. But I still have had people every single expo. And bearing in mind, last year you couldn't fucking miss us in October because we were 2 minutes from the stage. And if you're at the stage, you could see our fucking stand. And I still have people say to me the week after, "Was your expo, mate?" I'm like, "You're fucking blind." But it just proves the point that if you get into this mindset of, I know where I'm going, I know who I want to see, the chances are you don't and you won't. So that's my top tip is to actually have a proper walk around. And even if you get the floor plan and a pen and tick off the places that you know 100% you've seen and you've been to, you'll be surprised how much you haven't seen when you actually look at that floor plan and the different corners and ends and crevices and bits and pieces. So that's some good advice for you, because there's people that I didn't even see there, and I'm vending there. I've walked around the place fucking 500 times in that weekend and still haven't seen people. So you guys definitely will. And then the other thing is, don't just rush and spend your money straight off with the first thing you see, unless it's AF juice or endless pads, because if you want some run-of-the-mill stuff that more than, I mean, obviously, if you know that you want an endless mod or AF juice, or you know you want a suicide box, obviously go and buy it before they sell out. If you're walking around there without an expectation of leaving with anything in particular, have a good walk around, a good look, and just have a mooch about and see what's on offer. Because lots of people that go in there and go, "Fucking hell, I'm having some of that," and they get it, and then they're like, "Shit, I never seen them. Actually, I'd have preferred that," but their money's spent and gone and done. So that's my only advice, and just enjoy it. Really, enjoy the whole experience.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big thing. Is actually going to enjoy yourself, and I think you can take as much money as you want. If it's not something that you're going to enjoy, just don't bother. And my number one advice is, if you're on medication, make sure Paul's got it in his pocket so you don't fucking collapse. Yeah, a lot of people don't know. Last year, I ended up collapsing due to not taking medication or any food. I'm diabetic, so if you're poorly, make sure you're carrying water. Or if you've got any sort of illness, make sure you've got plenty of fluids, because you are going to be vaping all fucking day long. Whether you need it or not, it's in front of you. You're going to do it. Everyone's doing it. You're vaping. So make sure you're taking a lot of fluids. And if you have got medical issues, make sure you've got your medication. Make sure
some top advice, genuinely, is the food in there is extortionately priced.
Yeah.
The water and the drinks in there is extortionately priced. If you've got a backpack on and you're in a physical enough condition to carry a backpack around with fucking half a dozen bottles of water and some sandwiches and some crisps and some chocolate, absolutely, you'll probably save yourself fucking 30 or 40 quid just not buying drinks and food in there. The other thing is, there's lots of stands that only take cash. For us personally, we haven't got the ability to take card payments at Expo because we've got card machines in our shops and I can only use them in one place. So for us personally, if you come into our stand, you need to bring some cash with you. But if you've got the ability to go to a cash point machine prior to getting to the NEC and taking your cash out, take your cash out, but put your wallet on an inside pocket of a coat or something like that, because there's going to be sticky fingered cunts walking around. If you take your cash out of a cash machine at Expo, they finger your ass to take your own money. So again, take some money with you, but make sure you've either got your wallet on a chain, so if you can feel your wallet being tugged, you can turn around and whack someone with your mud, put it on an inside coat pocket, stick it down your fucking sock, whatever, because there is a lot of light fingered cunts that go to these.
Yeah, don't put your mods down. That's another big one. Do not leave your mods.
I mean, you know, I do it myself, mate. I'm getting pulled from pillar to post talking to people, and then I'm like, where the fuck's the quad stacked, or where's this, or where's that, or where's the other? And don't put your mod down. Make sure that, in fact, if you go into a stand to buy something, anything that you've got in your hands, put in your pocket. Because if you come up to our stand to try a mod, and you've got a mod in your hand, you're going to put it down on our counter.
Yeah.
Even if you turn away for 20 seconds, by the time you've turned back, some cunt will have swiped it. So try and get into the habit of anything you've got in your hands, put in your pockets, go to a stand, do what you've got to do, take your mud back out your pocket, vape it while you walk into the next one, put it in your pocket, go and do. Take your money out before you go there. If you've got the ability to carry some sandwiches, some chocolate, some crisps, some fucking bottled water or whatever your choice is, do it, because the food and the drinks in there are fucking extortionately priced, man.
Pixie saying, can you go in out of Expo? Yes, you can go in and out of Expo, and make sure you do. Get some fresh air. If this is your first time going and you think that when you've had a vape in your front room and it gets a bit vapey, times that by about 1,000. That's what Expo's like. Yes, they've got ventilation, but it is very vapey. And you need it does get hot in there, doesn't it, Paul? Sometimes you just need to step outside.
Actually, I'm even contemplating. I mean, I'll definitely get some hoodies made for us to wear, but to be honest, I've always worn a hoodie before, and I've always been sweating like fucking Jimmy.
Yeah. I was going to message you, can we do t-shirts?
You guys, I'll do t-shirts. I'll get myself a hoodie anyway, because actually I prefer to wear a hoodie. But the thing with the Expo in May is, some of the weekends that weekend, it's been fucking scorchio hot outside, and that only transposes inside to the building. Another time it's been a bit milder, so it's not so bad. On the Friday, it's as if they don't have the aircon on because there's not enough people, and it's ridiculous. On the Saturday, they've got the aircon on, but it still can get fucking warm in there, man. Some proper mugger. Yeah. Obviously, for anyone that comes to our stand, we will take PayPal payments directly as well. I just haven't got the facility to take card payments, unfortunately. So you can pay via PayPal, but it would be friends and family on the basis that you have took the goods with you. So I'm not doing any goods and services, because you are entitled to a claim back, and I can't prove that I've delivered nothing to you. So PayPal payments will be accepted, friends and family, or cash. I can't do card payments, unfortunately. I'm just trying to find the post in the AF group so I can announce the winner of the person who's going to get all 12 flavors. And what I've done with this is, I'm looking through the post because I already decided earlier that I've got 2 winners instead of 1. Now, the response to this competition was next level. And the competition basically was, you had to come up with a new AF range. So something AF and then 4 profiles. And what I've tried to do is, I haven't even picked, the winner is not necessarily even the person that come up with the best flavours. I've chose people that come up with, who put the most effort into coming up with their range of liquid, basically. And the first winner that I'm going to announce, let me just find his range. And actually, he come up with a few suggestions. And don't get me wrong, there's some really good ones in there. So if you haven't won, oh my God, this is fixed, this is fixed. Man, Tom don't even know who the winner is.
I don't.
I haven't told him, because I only looked through earlier and thought I need to pick a winner. And I genuinely went through the post, and I'm just going back through the post now to find it. But I picked 2 winners. One, because one geezer come up with 3 ranges that were fucking wicked. And one, because he come up with 2 ranges, and he put a little bit behind it about what he wanted the range to be, and what the, not only just like some people have just put something KF, a drumstick, cola bottle, whereas someone else has put the winner, and I'm just trying to find it, and I know it's got to be somewhere because I've seen it earlier, and he put 2 different ranges in there. But I'm scrolling through it because there was loads and loads and loads and loads of entries. And I'm sure it's here, somewhere around here. Right, the winner is, excuse me, my throat's as dry as fuck. Tony Ainsworth is the winner. And he come up with custody as fuck. But then he was like thick ambrosia, straight up custard, tubby custard, strawberry custard, blue custard, blueberry custard, tropical custard, pineapple custard. And he also done British as fuck, which was bread and butter pudding with custard, spotted dick and custard, syrup, sponge and custard, and Arctic roll. And so Tony Ainsworth has won a full range of AF. I will announce that on the page shortly, and then he's got the choice to pick his 12 Nick shots for them 12 flavours. Then the extra person that's won, just because he come up with, I'm trying to find these 3 range men because they fucking made me laugh. Where are we? Dancehall Mirko. He come up with 3 ranges. One of them was, his first one was yard as fuck, I think. I'm just trying to... Yard as fuck. I'm sure that was the first one he posted. I'm just scrolling back because I've just seen the other 2, but I'm sure yard as fuck was his first one. Where the fuck is it? Come on, ball. This is where I should have copied and pasted this shit before we started. But there's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of entries. Oh, I just want to make sure I don't scroll too quick and miss it.
What's the name again?
Dancehall Mirko. Yeah, so his first one was yard as fuck, black grape bag juice, sexy juice, Guinness punch, and ginger beer.
I quite like that one, actually.
I think of some of these here, potentially we could turn into ranges, man. They're quality. And even some of them where like people have crossed over with their sort of the first bit and the profiles that are in it. You could actually, definitely, there's a few ranges to be made up out of this lot. Where's Dancehall's number 2 now? Number 2 is a fire one as well, actually. It's a good one.
Jack says, has anyone tried the spinning wheel yet?
Well, I was going to try and do it live on here and share my screen, but I can't do it because I've got Hangouts open in one. And because I've already filled it out to try it, it won't let me do it on my IP, off my IP address. Dancehall Mirko. Entry number 2 was, I've just gone past the cunt, I think. In fact, he's got one here, hanging as fuck, iron brew, full English, flat cola, next day pizza. Mirko, 3rd entry, sick as fuck, Calpol, banana penicillin, lemon lockets, Bonjela.
They're pretty cool. I'll give him that. They are really cool. The yard one is fucking bang on. I like the yard one.
So there you go. The winners are Tony Ainsworth and Dancehall Mirko was a bonus one. So you both get a full range of the 12 flavours. You just need to let me know what Nick shots you want, whether you want it high VG, 50-50, whether you want it 0, 3 or 6, and we'll get them sent out ASAP. Some breaking news for anyone that's watching. At Expo on Saturday, the 5th of May, Tom and I will be live on stage at 2:30 with a live Endless Banter. That will be broadcast live through Hangouts, going through to the YouTube channel, providing we can get the internet connection right. So yeah, so we're going to have a questions and answers session with the audience, and you can ask us stuff, and we'll have a bit of an Endless Banter thing going on from 2:30 till 3 o'clock on the main stage. And then there might be a chance for you to win some mods and some juice within that half-an-hour session as well. So we're just working on the posters to post up now to get that shared out. But yeah, definitely, man, that's cool. That is, we could do some Endless Banter live, mate, on stage.
If anybody's got any questions or any subjects they want us to talk about on the stage, do let us know, because we can not shout fuck ICOS and stuff on the stage. It's just not what we can do. But if anybody's sort of got any ideas or any questions that they'd like to see us do, we have got an half an hour space to do it. I think it's going to be fun. I'm not going to lie, Paul knows every time I go on that stage, 2 seconds before I actually speak on the mic, I shit my pants. But then as soon as I get on the stage and we're all there, we're all having a little bit of laugh and fun, then it just comes norm. But I think this has actually got an opportunity for us to do quite a lot on the stage, because as Paul said earlier, there's not going to be massive throwouts like there has been in if you've been to previous ones, especially like last year. Paul went absolutely fucking bananas last year. And I'm sure there's a video out there of Paul going absolutely sick on the stage, throwing stuff out and stuff like that. We had fun. But if you guys want us to maybe necessarily have a question for us, or you have a subject you'd like for us to touch on, obviously we've got the opportunity as me and Paul to talk to quite a lot of people, with it being Expo and a lot of people are there. You know, people might not want to stand around because there's not free shit, but we know there's a lot of you guys that will obviously stand and watch us and listen to us. And if there's something you would like us to talk about, we've got that opportunity.
There will definitely be some free shit, but we're not throwing it out. You're going to have to earn the free shit because we've got to do controlled giveaways. And that's because there was that many fucking tip rats there in last October, breaking ankles and breaking bones and body parts, throwing themselves across the fucking stage for 10 ml of liquid. There's been a mockers put on it, so we will be giving away something on stage, absolutely, but it will be in some sort of controlled environment. I haven't got a clue what we're giving away, and I haven't got a clue how we're giving it away, but we will be doing a giveaway between 2 and 3 o'clock during that Endless Banter live episode. So we're just trying to work out now, one, have we got the internet connection powerful enough to do it live? Jack's working on whether the DLSR camera can be used as the webcam, so we can get some of the audience into that live feed for that half an hour and use it on us and whatever. I don't know how it's going to work at the minute, Tom, but we're just trying to work out the technicalities of making sure that we can go live and do a full bona fide half an hour Endless Banter live on stage. So yeah, so that's pretty good, man. That's pretty good.
My fucking mind has just hit fucking jackpot for our fucking giveaways.
Do I need to buy some hair clippers?
just my mind's just gone ping. No, we've got 15 minutes here, literally splitting between the Q&A of giveaways. We've got 15 minutes here for people to do some mad shit. Yeah. Whoever wants to run around Expo in a mankini, you're more than welcome. We can't throw shit. We can't throw bottles out. We can't throw mods out and stuff like that. But I'm sure someone could run around Expo in a mankini.
Anyone that went to Expo in October will know that the Endless V-Juice giveaway on the last day, on the Sunday, was fucking mental and actually ran for about 45 minutes. Thousands and thousands of pounds worth of stuff was given away. And actually, when I look back at it on the Monday, I was a bit like, fuck's sake, man, we went way over the top there. But when you're on the stage and you're doing that, it's too easy to get sucked in. Yes. And as much as you guys are out there getting sucked into the stuff being thrown, we're up on there getting sucked into the fact we're throwing it out and getting that buzz. And the buzz is something else. There's several thousand people around the stage. And it's easy to get caught up in it. But
I'll wear a corset and run Expo a corset. No, that is fucking well. Oh, we're going to do some mad shit. Me and Paul are definitely going to talk about some mad shit this week, what we can see, what we can actually try and get away with. There's got to be a line. We don't want them telling us we've got to leave because someone's decided to streak around Expo. But going back to last year and stuff, when you whispered in my ear and you said to me, Tom, we're going to do a minute silence, and everybody who stood around that main stage was quiet. That was one of the best things ever. Paul's frozen. I think Paul's frozen. We'll expect Paul back. Yeah, we did. Paul whispered in my ear to tell me to do a minute silence. And when we did the minute silence, and everybody who stood around the stage, there was at least 2,000-3,000 people around the stage. Everybody was silent. Everybody. And it was one of the nicest things. Before we actually went fucking crazy mental and actually went off and did the massive giveaway, we actually made that happen, and it was really, really, really good. It was really nice. I'll mention. No, Paul, I was just saying, Paul, I know you crashed. You crashed with a smiley face, which was a nice thing. I was just saying, even though we did go absolutely fucking mental on that last day, but when, as I say, when you whispered in my ear and you said, Tom, we're going to do this minute silence for Mark, and there was I could say there was at least 2,000 people around us, right?
2,000 to 3,000 people around.
And then every single person went quiet. And then after soon as that happened, and it went absolutely mental. It was just actually nice to sit back and go, fucking hell, people actually took that minute out of such a mad experience of throwing shit out and getting hype and all this boom, boom, boom bass music and what, and everybody took a minute out just to reflect. It was fucking amazing. It was just nice to see.
It was madness, mate, and it was actually more than anything. I didn't think we'd get the response for the minute silence that we got, because most people look, just fucking get on with it, mate. I want some free shit thrown at me. But actually, every single person put their head. The music went off. Everyone was ducked down, and then we had a at the end, and then the fucking free shit beat dropped, and everyone went fucking mad. And to be fair, it's mad to be up there. You do get sucked into that whole fucking thing. And
yeah, regardless of what you've got in your hand to throw out, you want to do more because you do get suckered into it. And as Paul said, we get suckered in as much as fucking you guys out there jumping for it, because it does literally give you goosebumps on the back when you've got 3,000 people screaming at you, whether it's screaming at you for a fucking bottle of liquid and not actually screaming at you. The actual buzz of it, and because to me, Paul, that's memories. They are memories that can't be replaced.
You know what? Absolutely. And I think, look, out of everything that we've ever done at Expo, even whether we've been there as a consumer or we've been there vending or whatever else, that minute silence for me was a pretty special moment, to be fair. And like I said, at a time where most people are like anxious, it was the last giveaway of the weekend. People know it's their last opportunity to get all the free shit. Actually, everyone conducted themselves properly, and it was nice, man. It was good. Just to answer a few questions in chat. Can you buy dirty mods off me on Thursday? Not a chance, only because we'll be that busy. You got no chance of buying fuck all off me on Thursday.
Thursday.
That's what people say. Like, if we're there setting up, can we buy something off you on Thursday? But the reality is, Macca Vape reviews, I don't even know who that is. But if you're there on Thursday setting up, you'll also be there first thing Friday morning. I'm more than happy to sell you something before the doors officially open. It's just that Thursday for me, busy. We've got the stock, we're building the stand, we're doing all our shit.
Yeah.
What was the other question? There was something else that I just seen. Oh, someone else saying, will the same offers be online? Not over Expo weekend. It's not fair to put the same offers out there online as what we're doing at Expo when people have bought tickets, travelling, So if there's anything left after Expo weekend, it will be online on Shady Vaping's website at that same Expo price. For anyone that can't make it, but not until after Expo.
Yeah, just sort of closing down on sort of the Expo topic. It's definitely go there and enjoy yourself, regardless if you're going there to buy product or what. Make sure you come over to us if you are. If you're just going there to see people and see friends you've not met and you've only seen them on social media, enjoy it. Don't expect free shit. Don't expect to go there and be absolutely plastered with it, because it's not going to happen. People, especially us, we go there because the response we get from expos is ridiculous. And just people popping up to us and saying, you've done this, you've done really well, you've done this, it looks amazing. You know, that's just as nice as anything else. And it's the same for you guys. Go around, visit everything you can, see as much things as you can. And as Paul said, if don't spend your money in the first 5 minutes unless it's on AF or Endless.
Exactly.
Simple as.
Don't be afraid to go up to people that you've seen on Facebook and go, oh, I know who that is. I can't think of anyone that's not approachable, including us. And obviously, yeah, I'm not particularly approachable from sort of late afternoon on the Saturday because I'm
he falls on the couch. Don't fucking talk to him.
I'm quite ignorant on Sundays as well. So if you want to see me smiling and all happy, you need to get there about 10 o'clock, between 10 and 11 on Friday. I'm at my peak. After that, it's all fucking downhill in varying degrees. But yeah, just don't, like, if you see someone or you see some of the big reviewers walking around and stuff like that, man, they'll stop and have pictures with you. And if they don't, take a video of them and out the cunts on Facebook, because they should be there to do that. They're relying on your guys' support all year round. Don't be afraid to go up and ask for a picture and whatever you want or whatever. I don't know, but just enjoy yourself, man, and just go up and speak to people. And the other thing is, certainly for me, it would be a massive help if people come up to me and said, "Hi, I am Reece Vaughan off Facebook." That would allow me to half understand who you are, because you've got to remember, we sell lots and lots of products and lots of people. I don't look at everyone's profile picture. I'm not stalking everyone's profile on Facebook. If you've got a profile picture of your dog, then the best way to recognise you would be to have a square over your face of your dog. Right, so don't come up and shake my hand and expect me to know who you are, because with all the respect and the best will in the world, lots and lots of people come up to us over them weekends, and I know some people are coming up and going, "All right, Paul," and I will always go, "All right, mate," and fucking whatever. But if you want me to know who you are, tell me who you are, because if I know who you are, I'll say your name. If I don't, I don't ain't got a fucking clue who you are. So
yeah, introduce yourself properly. Yeah,
man, because I say, unless you've got a square over your face that replicates your profile picture, I ain't gonna have a fucking clue, quite frankly.
Yeah, and as Paul said, don't be shy to not come up and say hello, because it is nice to actually put a proper face to a name.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the most humbling thing for me out of everything that we've ever done at Expos is that people, like, it sounds like really big headed, but like, I've had a queue of people waiting to speak to me, and I can talk for I can talk for England, as simple as that. And if I get talking to someone, I could be talking to him for an hour, and I've had Tasha coming up to me saying, "Paul, will you just go and speak to that person? I've been waiting for 20 minutes just to fucking say thanks for the mud," or whatever. And I mean, that it's lovely that people will do that. So don't be if I'm talking, don't be shy to come over. If you just want to shake my hand and a quick hello, just interrupt me, man, because I could be there for 2 hours, and I don't want to waste your weekend waiting for me. Or if I'm walking around, the only thing I'd say, if me and Tasha are walking around together, it's just a fucking quick half an hour we've managed to grab together to walk around. So if I wasn't going to say that, but fucking the black gal just like, "Fuck you, man." Interrupting my fucking half an hour. But if me and Tasha are walking around together, we'll spend the whole week. I mean, as it goes in October, Tash come down on the Saturday for a few hours and on the Sunday for a few hours, because she just had the baby and whatever. Prior to that, actually, we have like really good weekends together, but we're still busy. And if she's busy selling and I'm busy talking or walking around or doing, we're still busy. So if we're walking around together, we've managed to grab a half an hour together to walk around. If I'm being a bit like short and sharp with you, it's because I'm just spending half an hour with my wife. That's it. So don't take it offensively. If I'm on the stand and I'm catching on the settee, which is where you'll find me anytime after 12 o'clock on Saturday, because by then I am fucking lit up. Well, come and speak to me, man. Just come over and speak to me. Don't be shy to come over if you want to have a chat. And Tom's on the stand. And again, on the Friday, obviously it's B2B day. If Tom's talking to someone on a business level, he will give them absolute priority over someone who's coming up just to shake his hand. So again, don't be offended. And if Tom's serving behind the endless counter, which will be when he's not busy, just fucking go up and speak to him then. Do you know what I mean? But if he's dealing with a wholesale customer, don't be offended if he sort of shrugs you off or anything like that. We're there doing our thing, certainly on the Friday anyway. That says business to business is coming in Friday, Saturday and Sunday. And Sunday is also quite busy for B2B, because a lot of people are at their own shops Saturdays and Sundays, and they manage to get someone to cover it, Friday and Saturday, and they manage to get someone to cover it Sunday. So they're down the expo on the Sunday looking to get some wholesale hookup and stuff like that. So if I can talk to you, I will. If I'm short and sharp with you, it's just because I'm busy or whatever. But I know Dan Rickard last time come round about bloody 24 times to speak to me, and every time I was talking to someone, and we never even got a chance to have a chat.
Yeah, and if we're looking a bit doom and gloomy, it's usually not because we're angry at all. It's usually we do miss our kids, because we are away from our kids for 5 days. Whether Paul going home and Tasha going home on a night, they still see their kids tucked up in bed. So we sometimes get.
By the time we get home, the fucking kids are in bed and whatever, and it's just long going. And so, to be honest, like Friday is mad, because it's like, certainly now they've got the VIP passes and stuff in there. There's a lot more public in there.
Yeah, there is. It's
So it's busier, but there's obviously the stage isn't on the Friday. There's no mad music playing on the Friday. Saturday morning, he's like it kicks in, and it's like the adrenaline's going. But then it don't take many hours before you're fucking knackered. Because
look at this. Look at this. Charlotte.
Mental day.
Charlotte's saying, I would be shy to interrupt you. Paul is a teddy bear, really. He's not going to turn around and gob you for interrupting him. Charlotte, I would be shy to interrupt you. Paul, please tell her that she's all right.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I've had a load of people who've messaged me after an expo saying, oh, I've seen you, but I didn't want to come over and whatever. So if I'm busy, I'd say if I take 5 seconds to say hello and shake someone's hand or a picture or whatever, I'm not suggesting there's going to be thousands of people wanting my picture. That's not what I'm saying. But and if I've got 10 minutes, I'll spend 10 minutes. If I've got 15 seconds, I'll spend 15 seconds. I won't be rude with anyone or very few people. There's a few people I can think of that I'd be gladly rude to.
Yeah, that's me and Tash for a week.
What's that, man?
Yes, Bob. What did you say, Tash?
What did Conta about me?
I said, Paul said he's not rude to many people. I said, yeah, just me and you during weekend.
You, Tom?
I'm never rude to Tash.
Cheers, Paul. Nah, that's just me. That I just didn't want to feel alone. But there's definitely plenty to do. And if there ain't any fucking go-karts this time, it's gonna be a shame because I want go-karts last time. It's got a lot, but it's getting bigger and bigger every year, and the show is well worth going to. Just enjoy yourself, simple as. There's nothing more, nothing less. Well, 10:15, Paul.
Well, fuck off then.
See, it's not even Expo yet.
No, it's been a good show, man. It's been a good talk, and no, it's been a good show.
Definitely. And we've had plenty of viewers as well, which has been nice.
Finished on time, to be fair. We might start 2 minutes late, but we always do our fucking bit at the end.
Yeah, definitely. But I just want to say thank you to old but new faces in here. It's always nice to see you in here, and generally everybody chatting and not being quiet in chat and getting involved. It is honestly really, really nice, and seeing more people coming in and taking the time out. Yes, I know it's the middle of the week. You probably got work in the morning, and you're up till 10:30 some nights on a Wednesday with me and Paul, maybe 11 o'clock sometimes. But we do appreciate you coming in and shooting the shit with us, and we do have fun doing it, and it is nice. And obviously we are trying to keep on topic and stuff like that, and what's relevant, what's new, and sort of giving you as much information about Endless and AF and everything we're working on, and obviously trying to keep a bit of a sort of up to date with the stuff that's going on in the industry. And that we obviously don't really get involved with sort of any sort of drama like that. That's just not us. But we just come in, shoot shit, and just have a bit of fun. And everybody's sort of now knowing that we're on a Wednesday, we're on at 8 o'clock. We do sometimes run over, which we don't mind because we're still shooting the shit. And thank you. That's all I can say is just thank you. It does mean a lot to us that you do come in and have a chat with us. So
all being well, we'll be on next Wednesday, although that will be confirmed. If we don't do Wednesday, you can see us live on Saturday at Expo.
Yeah.
But I mean, we will try. Even if we do an hour show next Wednesday, we might only do 9 till 10. We might not do it at all. We might do 8 till 10. See what time Tom gets down there because he's going to be travelling. He's travelling down Wednesday, then he's down Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, back home. So by next Sunday, I'll be sick to fucking death of Tom. Back in the day, I used to really look forward to Expo, and I'd be like, "Oh, Tom's laugh really makes me happy," and come here and give me a hug, Tom.
That's like, can you just
annoys the fucking shit out of me? No, I'm only joking, mate.
Well, we'll sign out from here, guys. We'll see you hopefully next week. Make sure if you are at Expo on the Saturday between 2:30 and 3 o'clock, do come and see us on the stage. And if you have any sort of input that you want to do during the show, before it, let us know what sort of things you want us to see. We are definitely going to come up with some crazy shit if we are doing some giveaways. I tell you that now. I'm going to be fucking ruthless like I am always. So we're going to have some fun with that. Make sure and sort of spread the word, guys. You know, we do shoot the shit every Wednesday. We are here at 8 o'clock. So tell everybody on Facebook, because obviously Facebook is the main port of call for everybody. And keep sharing it, keep liking it, and subscribe. And make sure, press the bell icon, because you get a notification every time we go live and every time we upload a video. So see you next week. We love you lots and see you at Expo.
See you later.
Night, guys.
Bye.